Amen. He appears.
This is a friendship that'll never ever.
Whoa, greetings and welcome to Winning Tonight. I'm sorry, Winning Saturday Night. How's it going with T3 and me? I'm out of it, and you're here to witness it.
I love it.
My head is not in it yet.
It takes him like an hour to wake up, y'all. Like,
I'm out of here. See ya.
see, I've been awake, so I'm good. Jesus.
Yep.
I was like, where'd you go?
Right here. I'm out of here.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's start the evening off by thanking all these awesome people out here in the Winner's Circle. Make it happen on a monthly basis. Thank you to all of y'all for being part of the solution, and a big thanks to Shelly Wolfram and Ronnie Jams for supporting Somber on Rumble. We are broadcasting live tonight on Rumble, YouTube, on X, and we go. Winning Saturday Night is the name of the show, I think, and you are part of the fun. Getting your weekend right. We're all here together. Let's go, and let's start off by saying hello to this awesome crowd who's out here. Thank you guys so much. Sorry for the late start. I took a little nap before the show and woke up like 5 minutes before, so I needed a little bit more time to get my head on right. But I'm here, and we're here, and yes, indeed. Heidi, how you doing? Thanks for holding it down on the Rumble side. How you doing this evening? Good to see ya. MJ, how you doing? Saying hello to everybody. Thank you for being here. There is Wolfram, my friend. How are you doing? Thanks for dropping these links. And remember, when you were here, to always listen to the wolf. He wipes his paws, he lopes in. And that's how you know the alpha mods in the house over there on the Rumble side. We got Lieutenant Castillo. Oh, Lieutenant Castillo, how you doing? Good to see you. Cynthia Fire Fairy 42. What's going on? Bringing the steaks and the beer. All right, that's how you have a great Saturday night, right?
That's all for Wolfram.
Vice, baby. How's it going, man? Good to see you. You broke some traffic laws to get here, man. I appreciate that, man. Take care of yourself. All right, we'll be here. Thank you so much. Shelly is here and there and everywhere. There she is, right next to me. She's got a cat now. Shittigram, how you doing? Saying hello to everybody. Yeah, you always have a cat. You do. You always have one. Hey, Shittigram, how you doing? Lots of people to say hello to this evening. Thank you guys for being the VIPs in the front row. Anybody else down here that snuck in? There we go. There's Suzanne, how you doing? Good to see you from the Great White North. It's Suzanne. We got an awesome. I love it when I get to play this one. Let me see. Vice, baby, welcome to the Winner's Circle. Thank you so much for becoming a member, man. I really do appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Thank you for being part of the solution. Libby, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Hey, look at there. It's Kaiwan Calendar. How have you been? Kaiwan Calendar.
Ooh.
It's been a minute. How you been doing? I hope you're doing well. Out there. Good to see you. T-Rex Trucking and More with his members for 19 months. Thank you so much for being a member, and with a membership level super chat. Thank you so much. That's you get those when you become a member, and you get all right, thank you for the super chat. And there's Judge Maddie. Judge Maddie, I saw you. There you are. You're over on Rumble as well earlier. I don't know how I skipped that, but I saw you over there. Thank you for being here. And see Kaiwan. Let's catch up with Kaiwan for a second. So we haven't seen Kaiwan in a while. I've been doing pretty good. I've been busy with work. Anyway, I just wanted to say hi. Why? Catlin's new book, Brief on Racism for Catlin. All right. Caitlin. All right, cool. Cool deal. Cool deal. Good to see you, man. I'm happy that you're still around. And I hope that work is going well for you and that you are doing awesome. There you go.
Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm not going to go through the list he just went through, but hi to everybody. Mwah.
Mhm.
Happy Saturday night.
Yep. And that's our VIPs in the front row. What's going on this evening as I blink in and out of existence here?
Well, MJ posted something that I feel you. MJ said, doesn't take me an hour to wake up, but it seems like an hour to get moving by the time my joints get done cracking and popping. Yeah, it's a thing. It is. It's a thing. I used to be able to just jump out of bed, run, and go do whatever. Now I like wake up and go, oh God, ow, 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 ow. Just, all right, body, come on, let's get together. Yeah, youth is wasted on the young, I tell you.
All right, we got a special request rolling on in here. TRX Trucking War says, it's been a while. Can I hear the intro to 18 wheeling across the country, across America? Yeah, of course. Hi, Blue Lantern. What's up? Welcome to the show. Yeah, and for those of you who haven't seen it before, T-Rex and I used to do a show called 18 Wheeling Across America. That was a good show. And let me see. I better still have it.
It was.
I might have to go down.
Not as good as BJ.
I had to make room for things. I had to, but that one was Azawi, what's let me I'm gonna have to like go find it. Well,
good, you
I'll get
do
it.
that.
I'll do that.
Spice babies. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend winning and Miss Shelly. So funny because you call me Miss Shelly like my kindergartners. It makes me laugh every time you say it. I'm enjoying my weekend. I told off my mother loudly and quite detailed. It was great. It was glorious. I'm in such a good mood now. I feel like I unloaded the burdens of the past. I'm unburdened by what has been until she opens her mouth for the next time. But it is what it is. You're still looking for stuff? I guess I'll just talk. Y'all, I put up a short on YouTube and on TikTok. We got a visitor today, that kitty cat that's been stealing the food that I put out. It doesn't set off the ring cam because it comes at night and it goes along the house so that it doesn't set off the ring cam like it freaking knows. But today, my cat was sitting on the chair and all of a sudden he jumped up. And I was like, what? And there was this black and white cat sitting on the other side of the window eating the food. And I was like, oh shit, it's light out and he's right there. And they were playing peekaboo with one another. So it was like, oh, he was very interested. Nerd.
Like, let him in.
Huh?
Cats are like, let him in.
Right. Whatchamacallit? Boo was very in the window, like, hey, what's going on? It's definitely a male cat. I could tell from the shape of the face. But Snips jumped on the desk behind me and was like, I'll watch from behind mama. I'm like, no, I ain't going over there. I don't know that cat. Like, she was just
all right, here you go. I think this is it.
Hey.
Provide my palace, off to New Orleans or who knows where. Places new and ladies too. I'm BJ McKay and this is my best friend Dan.
All right, there you go. The long lost intro to 18 Long Across America with T-Rex trucking and more. All right, and thank you for that $20 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you for being part of the solution. All
Yes,
right.
that was BJ and the Bear, MJ. It was. I love those clips. They're so cute. Oh, look who's here.
Madcore, what's up? We have a random ginger cat that turns up now also and hangs on the windowsill, our ragdoll cat. She gets all protective and shit and tries to act all tough, and the other cat just chills and stares.
That other cat is like, yeah, you're puffed up. Come out here and say that. Come out here. Come on.
Oh,
I guess
ragdolls are
cats
so
behind a
gentle.
window.
Can't imagine.
Well, I mean, cats behind a window with the cat on the other side has to kind of be like, keyboard warriors. You're brave until you're there. It's like, I got shit to say because you can't reach me. Say that to my face. No, I have a mission. See, I had 2 ducks. They got rid of my ducks without telling me. They just
Duck's
let them
gone.
go.
Hey, Starlight, how you doing?
Ducks are gone. So I am going to make every stray cat in this entire town think that this is kitty cat headquarters. I bought a huge bag of dry food. I bought a big box of wet food, and I've been putting it out since yesterday. And what do you know? Less than 24 hours, I got a kitty cat. So there you go.
Cat
I
one.
will make
Capture.
none of their plants will survive this summer if I get all these cats to come around. So you want to mess with me? All right. I don't get mad. I get even. It's fine. It's fine.
There you
A
go.
ginger and a cat. Levy. Let me tell you something. Ginger cats are awesome. They are unlike any other breed of cat. Like, I know everybody's like, oh, it's just a color. No, it's really not. It's a mentality. It really is.
All right, here it is.
Oh. Where'd he go? He's got green eyes. He's so pretty. Though his oh my god. He's watching him. He's like doot 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 doot. Doot, 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 doot. He doesn't know whether to look at me or look at him. Look at me, look at him. And then Boo left. He got up and he's like, "Where'd he go? Like, where'd he go? What happened? I thought we were playing a game here."
Ginger cats have souls.
All cats have double souls.
Ah, like
They
2
do.
shoes.
Like, okay. Oh, so yeah. So I was gonna say Outposts news, but he did. He said we had a turtle lay her eggs behind my car today, and I was told I had to make a nest protector. His niece told him that he's got to basically like save the eggs from predators, and So he has turtle eggs. Like, oh, I want turtle eggs. I do.
Behind your car? What are you parked in a swamp?
He lives in Florida. Oh. Like, he's lucky a turtle is what laid those eggs. I hope you saw the turtle, because that could have been a python laying eggs. I mean, that's what they do, right?
You better hope it's not a python.
Since they're taking over Florida.
These turtles are missing their legs. All the weather that was supposed to be hitting us today didn't. It didn't. It's hitting other places, but
you
didn't
better
hit
knock
here.
some wood. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
2, 2,
Because
2, 4, 6, 8.
I've been watching those storms all afternoon, and they're just moving along. They were moving all the way east. And they were going. And I was like, oh, they're going to hit Georgia. And as soon as they got toward the borderline of Georgia, they said, no, go up. I was like, damn, even the storms don't want to go to Georgia. They know the devil's waiting there. But yeah, I was worried. I was like, there's no way he's not losing power tonight if those storms hit him. There's no way.
Right?
Nerd, did you get the hanging basket yet? What's he need a hanging basket for? What do you like, make it a perch for yourself, nerd? You want to be up in the trees? I mean, if you have pythons up in the trees, aren't going to help. They climb. Just saying. You'd be safe from the turtles.
There we go.
Maybe the gators. I don't know. Have you ever seen those gators? How far up they can jump? Dear God.
One of the gator shows, they hold chicken up on a stick and they jump up, get him.
Have you ever been to a gator show?
Chicken on a stick. What?
Have you been to a gator show? It's something else. I enjoy those. Like I am not a reptile person, but I'll go to all the damn shows. It's the weirdest thing. Just keep them away from me.
Hey, Darth Kitty, what's up? How you doing?
Kitty.
Thanks for coming by and hanging out.
DKY.
How's it going in Mississippi? Anything? I was looking at the weather earlier, but now I don't remember what I saw.
It seems like Kentucky and Tennessee are getting the brunt of it. Alabama's getting quite a bit, but there's a lot of tornado warnings. Like they're going off constantly. I was watching, our favorite weatherman, Ryan Hall, y'all. He has a weather alert for tornado alerts, and that thing was beeping every minute. He had like 8 tornado warnings at once. At one point, I was like, "Oh my goodness, that's a lot." But there's confirmed sightings of them hitting down in Tennessee. The other ones are just warnings. So I wonder how bad Tennessee's going to get hit. I feel bad. Like, dude, it's only been a couple months since your last really bad string of storms. Like,
yeah,
y'all are very Christian. What'd you do? Like, you just pissed off Mother Nature or God? One of the two, because something happened.
So over on Rumble, Ozawi 13 has gifted a membership, and so it's up for grabs. Who wants to grab it? You can get over there and grab it. Just you have to talk in the chat. I think that's how it works. So talk in the chat.
Weird.
And then when I see it's been given out, I'll play the gifted membership clip. But I want to thank Ozawi 13 for gifting the membership now. So thank you so much, Ozawi 13, for doing that and supporting the channel. I appreciate it. You should have gifted yourself one, man.
I mean, I usually give them out when I see somebody new because I like everybody to be pink.
Oh, there you go.
Mainly to aggravate Castro.
Does he have one? I don't know. Judge, if you're over there, you can. I don't know why Judge Maddie didn't get one. But anyways, up for grabs. Up for grabs. I'll keep an eye on it. That will come through on this side if somebody doesn't already have it. It should pop up and say someone so and so is gifted. Hi, Suzanne. I see you over there on that side. Let me see, make sure I have everything where I need it within reach. Boy, it's like next time I have alarms set so I don't like if I try to get rested up before a show, I don't I give myself plenty of time, but I don't have it set for Saturday, so it's I'm usually not sleeping that.
So we're lucky that he woke up. He couldn't have had the thing in his ear because he was sitting in StreamYard. I was sitting in StreamYard, and I was sitting there singing every Italian song I know loudly for like a half an hour. So there's no way if he had that in his ear, he wouldn't have woken up and said, "Could you please stop doing that?" Like, stop singing those songs. I said, "Right, you're here now. That's all that matters." I mean, at least that's, the lie that we tell ourselves, but it's okay. Lie to yourself, not to other people.
Yeah. Well, if you lie to yourself, you can lie to other people. That's the whole thing.
I don't lie to myself. I just avidly avoid facing things. There's a difference. Avoidance is a wonderful thing. I do that with mail sometimes. If I get something from the government, I'll literally put the envelope like 10 feet away from me, and every once in a while I'll just look at it, but I won't touch it. I'm like, nope, no, I can't do it. I can't open it. I don't want to know what you're going to tell me because it's never good news. Everybody else gets great news from, like their mail. They're like, oh yeah, I did this, I got that, or whatever. I always get, we're taking away this. I'm like, great. Thanks. I'm struggling. Keep piling it on. That's fine. That's fine. DKY said, because I refuse to call her Darth because I'm not going to make that association.
Okay.
Shelly, ignorance is bliss sometimes. You ever notice that people who are like really ignorant or stupid, they're the happiest people on earth because they don't have a clue what's going on. It makes me a little envious sometimes, a little bit. Because when I didn't know anything, I was not happier, but I didn't realize what was going on. So it didn't bother me. Now that I see the truth everywhere, I'm like, fuckers. Like, I get so mad. Like, it's, ugh. But yeah,
Yeah, but
no,
you're not
like,
being abused
well, I mean,
that way.
yeah, true. All right. The abuse still exists. It just doesn't, it glances off me now. It can't like build into resentment.
Mm.
Absolutely. DKY, I hope your family in Mississippi is doing well. I hope they're safe. I hope everybody's safe. These storms get on my nerves because they're just, I don't know if they're getting worse or we're just more aware of them. So we have more details. Before you just knew what happened in your little area. Now you get it like hours in advance. It's coming my way. And that fear builds up. And then it turns out to be a nothing burger. And you're like, oh, I was worried for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I keep trying to do that thing. I saw this. There was a line in Fantastic Beasts where the guy said, I'm not going to worry about it now. And they were like, why not? He was like, because then when it happens, I'm going to worry about it again. Why would I worry about it twice? Like, that's basically what he said. Not verbatim, but that was the idea. And I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Why am I agonizing over something I can't do anything about right now? Just so that I can agonize over it later again. Just what, like lather, rinse, repeat? Like, just, all right, just put it out of your head now and worry about it later. And that's one of the things, like, did your parents say that when you were growing up? Oh, don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Oh, it's bothering you. Just don't think about it. Put it to the side for now. Don't think about it. It was like, I never learned how to do that. Did you? Did they ever say that to you? Because that was a big thing in my house. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. It's upsetting me. We'll worry about it later. Okay. And later never came. Or it blew up in your face. Or it blew up in your face. Either one. It either went away or got worse. So it was like, go ahead, roll the dice. That's the guinea in me. Just come on, we'll just play craps with life. That's fine. Just another roll of dice. Snake eyes. I'm going through your chat because you seem busy. So TKY said, shit, I love playing stupid around new people just to watch them with their masks off. See, that is fun, but I have a really hard time playing stupid because, like, I don't know, I can't do it. So instead, I just bite my tongue and I just let them talk and bury themselves. That's great. You know, that old saying, give somebody enough rope to hang themselves with. That's great. Like, if you don't answer somebody or you don't like engage, but you look at them, they feel the need to fill the silence and they reveal a lot more than they intended. And you're just like, yeah, go ahead, keep talking. Keep talking. Go ahead. I'm just taking it in. Just taking it in. It's fine. My grandma used to say that I couldn't let silence happen. So I would fill the silence with whatever was in my head, which she wasn't wrong. But she was like, you dig a grave so deep for yourself. You're going to dig your way to China one day. I was like, first of all, I didn't know that was in any way, I don't know, like derogatory statement, but it was like, whatever. She had a lot of China sayings. Like if you argue with her, she goes, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? And it made sense to me, but now I'm like, why would you say that? There was just so many different things. You're going to dig all the way to China. Like, okay. Arby said the news needs eyeballs. Everything's got to be catastrophic to grab attention. Sensationalism. That's what sells. Sensationalism, sex, and scandal. The 3 S's. And I don't like to partake in any of them because, dude, I don't need the other S that comes with it, which is smoke. Like, I don't want your drama. You smell like drama. Get away from me. Like, I can't. I just want to be peaceful and laugh, and that's it. If my blood pressure goes high, I want it to be because I can't breathe because I'm laughing too hard. Shani said, we're stuck in a game and YouTube doesn't start automatically from the video. Yeah, no, it doesn't. So you have to back up and double time. Yeah, that's a weird thing YouTube does. Like, it won't let you run two videos or whatever at the same time. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It picks and chooses. Oh, are you? Well, you're busy. As long as I see your avatar, I'm going to talk. That's going to be our new code. So
Right.
there's a new feature out there, y'all. I don't know if you've seen it. If you click on somebody's video, and it doesn't happen for everybody. If you watch somebody's video, at the bottom or off to the side, depending on your format, there's a little star thing, a black star thing that says ask. And if you click on it, you can actually ask like for a summary of the video or whatever. When I tell you, like, it's on mine. So you can click on any one of my videos and go to the bottom and click ask and ask any question. Did she mention this? You know, and it'll give you timestamps, like things that I've talked about. But the summaries are hilarious because I have like 4 to 6 hour streams. So that poor AI is like, oh my God, what did this bitch talk about? And it goes on. It's like, at this time, I think she talked about this and she was being irreverent about this and she was being sarcastic, but it's funny. Because if you go to other different things, like, I was hoping Ricada would have it on his, but his didn't have it. It used to have it in chat. And it would just give you a summary of whatever the person was talking about. And the things it would come up with were hilarious. I used to sit there with Winning and just read. I'd refresh the page and it was always something different. And it was not what he was talking about or whatever. But it was hilarious the way he did that. But I do recommend, if you need a laugh later, not now, stay here. But if you need a laugh later, like, look at one of them and click ask and just ask random questions. And it just pulls things from the stream. And it's just hilarious, the takes that it does. I was like, this needs work. This needs work. There he is. And there he goes. Maddie said it was always like this storm-wise. The 70s had bad tornadoes, but we didn't have 24/7 news coverage. It does feel like 24/7, doesn't it? 25/8 news coverage. Yep. And nope, my folks just didn't tell me about stuff until it happened. Yeah, in my family, I always knew what was going on because, vents, and I'm nosy. So I would listen, but they wouldn't tell me till after it happened. They're like, well, you could have, but I didn't know about it. How is this my fault? Like, I don't understand. Like, how am I involved? You didn't tell me about it. Well, you should have known. Oh, the psychic abilities should have been working that day. Like, okay.
All right, we got to do something here real quick.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
It's your show.
James Jensen, thanks for becoming a member. Appreciate you joining the winner's circle and becoming part of the solution. Thank you so much. That is awesome.
I read that as James Jetson and I got really excited. I was like, we got a Jetson, but no.
That's there we go. You were on the list. You'll be thanked at the beginning of every show, as all my winners are. And let's see. No one's got the Ozawi 13 gift membership from Rumble yet. They
Rumble's
will.
Also running slow.
Is it? I was going to go ahead and play the video for Ozawi anyways, and I guess I can play it again if somebody gets it. But here you go, Ozawi. Here's for the gifted membership.
You take the blue pill. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
There you go. All right.
Very nice. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you so much. And welcome. Let's have a good old time.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Eh,
But I was just gonna click on that. You never saw the button? Yeah. I'm sure you're not the first male in the world to claim that. Do, 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 do.
Yeah, if you grow up on the golf, then you have to.
Gulf of America.
Exactly.
I love that. You know, it gives me a sick thrill every time somebody calls it that.
Mhm.
Why wouldn't it be called that? It is the Gulf that it's surrounded by the continent of North America. Right beneath it is Central and South America. Like, come on now. Makes sense. Heidi said, I've only seen that one. Really? Oh, I went looking for them the other night when I was like, Winnie, what is this thing that's underneath my.
It's all good. It's all good. I thought that might be you. Gotcha. We all good. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it.
Jensen was the last name of my boss in Shipco. But I worked for a Danish shipping company, so the chances of me working for a Jensen were pretty high. Pretty high.
Mm.
Oh, they were so happy when I got married because they were like, you're one of us now. Because my name went from very, very Italian to Peter. And they were like, is it with the E or O? With the O. You're one of us. I was, okay, whatever. It didn't suddenly make me Nordic. Like, it didn't change my DNA, just my driver's license. But and I only kept it because it's so much easier for people to spell. I don't have to sit there and spell out my last name. I just say Peterson with an O. That's it. End of story. They don't make my last name Spanish either anymore because of the double L. I'm like, no, I'm Italian. I'm not Spanish. It's not Io. It's Illo. I get so mad when people mispronounce stuff. What'd you show me? What we watched that the lady, we watched that movie where the lady said cannoli and I was all mad. I was like, that's not how you said it. She did say mortadelle the right way though. So I was impressed with that. Most people don't. I got it.
O is from Sweden. E is from Denmark. There you go.
Well, then I'm Swedish. But no, I don't even know what my ex-husband was other than, I mean, unless like retarded as a nationality. But I'm just saying. He was blonde hair, blue eyes. Like, yeah, I mean, he definitely had the Nordic look, that Norwegian or whatever. What do they call it? That whole area? Because I know they're individual countries, but
Scandinavia?
Scandinavian? All right. I'll go with that. That's fine. He was Scandinavian. Scam me out of like, good God, what, about 50 grand? Yep. Whatever. It is what it is. Can't take it with you, I guess. So, and he has no luck with it. So, yay. See, in Jersey, we had hurricanes, but nothing that bad until Sandy. And even that wasn't that bad. Like the hurricane itself wasn't bad. It was the storm surge and the fact that high tide hit at the exact same time. All three things came together. And y'all don't understand. Hoboken is 8 feet above sea level. That's what they clock it as. So the whole Hudson Bay just went, hey, we're coming for a little bit. We wound up with sailboats in the middle of the street, in the middle of town, just sitting there because when the waters receded, it left everything behind. And all the marinas like emptied out into town. It was terrible. Driving around, you're like, oh, look, it's a sailboat. Got to go around it. I mean, we all lost power. We lost it for like 9 days. But I had people like calling me, are you okay? Dude, I'm on the 5th floor of a brick building. I'm fine. Like, the only thing I have is like no lights. That's it. And I can't open the fridge. Oh, we're worried. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Unless it's a tidal wave, then I was screwed because I was literally right on the river.
We have
It's
big
like,
tidal wave.
not really. I mean, it wouldn't have to be that big. Tidal waves they're gonna like rise up quick. I mean, 50-foot tidal wave, that's not much. That's not much. DKY said, I got called out on another stream for calling it the Gulf of America, and I told him to suffer harder.
Nice.
You really did find the right place to hang out. You just, it's like, oh, I found home. You have a Cajun last night? That's cool. Everybody screws it up. Of course they do. Of course they do. I know you showed this, but it just registered. I had a kind of delayed haha reaction. That's funny. That's funny. YouTube, his asshole keeps booting. The other night I got booted every 3 minutes. Literally every 3 minutes. I was so aggravated. I was like, nope, I don't want to play anymore. I turned off the laptop and I just went on the phone and I was like, he'll get over it. It's fine. I'm here. Shelly, I'm 35 miles from the Gulf of America, so we get it bad. Hurricane Ida passed right over my house. Completely changed the look of our town. I bet. It's sad when you after everything like recedes and you go driving down the street and you're just like, oh my God, like this is gone, that's gone, this is flooded. We had in Hoboken, we had a taxi service. There was only one in town, Mojica. Or if you're saying it just American, Mojica, but it was Mojica. And they had like 50 cars and they were all in one lot at the end of town. And I saw a picture that somebody put on Twitter. All you could see was the yellow tops of the cars because the water had just all gone down to the projects, which is where their lot was. And it was so high you could only see the like very, very tops of the cars. And they were just lined up so they just like it looked like a big black square with little yellow dots in a row. Just like full, it looked like a game almost. It took a minute to realize what I was looking at. I was like, what the hell am I looking at? Oh my God, those are the taxis. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be a bitch getting a taxi in this town now. They all got replaced. Everybody, like we were walking around 2 weeks later and you could see the watermarks on buildings. How they were like, some were 2 feet high, some 4 feet, some were higher than your head. I was like, oh my God. Like some places got it bad in Hoboken. And then you went to my house and nothing happened because I was at the top of the hill. Ha ha. Always live at the top of the hill. That's the best place for you. I mean, maybe not wind-wise, but everything else. I was waiting, nerd, to see how long it took you. You don't disappoint. Hurricane Michael. You need a new hurricane there so you have something else.
We're trying to get them one.
Another
Guys,
story. I know.
Help us get a new hurricane. We've been trying to get a new hurricane for years.
Because we want them to have more stories.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking with you, nerd. Ooh. Maddie plays a lot of Louisiana music on the radio show. Like the old Cajun the best. Nice. Very nice. Ah, look who it is. Hello.
Hey,
did you
doing?
enjoy
Welcome to the
your
show.
cruise? Hi, honey. Did you enjoy your cruise? Your husband missed you. A lot. Like a whole lot. He was counting down the hours till you returned. He was. He said, nope, I'm a creature of habit. Oh, that's one way to say it. Wait. What'd you call? What? Blowhoken is what we called it? Yeah, no. Hoboken. It's the land of broken hose. We have a name for it. I mean, we do it ourselves because we prefer to, control the narrative. Look what you got. Dun, 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 dun. Boogie, boogie,
All
bang, bang.
right. Let's see where we at.
You got a super chat.
I see it. I see it.
Thank you for your super chat. Choo, 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 choo.
Vice, baby. Thank you for the $5 super chat going into the new hurricane fund for nerd. And we just started it, the very first person to donate to it, and that will go directly towards that fund. As soon as we could possibly get to the amount where we can pay the government to create a new hurricane for nerd, we'll do it. Or I guess we want the other way is we could just buy a carbon monoxide factory and put it near his house. I guess that would help. I don't know. Carbon dioxide.
Carbon monoxide. I was gonna say carbon monoxide. You want him to go to sleep and not wake up? Me.
Sleepy. Thank you, though, Vice, baby. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here.
Yes, thank you, honey. That took me by surprise. I'm like, carbon monoxide. Wait a minute. That was
We're gonna pay for it, but we want to be able to name it. So we can name it Hurricane
I just
Michelle.
thought that was a little mean.
Dioxide.
I wonder if it's a Southern thing. Now Soulless Ginger's Dawn is calling me Miss Shelly. I love it. Hello, honey. You played what? Wait a minute. DKY played Cookie and Cupcakes and Swamp Pop Blues too. Nice. And the Clifton Chenier? Great bluesman. Is that how you say that? Chenier? Or Chenier? I don't know. Some of these names, I hate mispronouncing them. Whoa. Somebody trying to unalive me? I mean, he's putting a carbon monoxide plant, which I didn't know was a thing, right next to your house. So he doesn't want you to unalive. He wants you to sleep really deep and rest. That's what he wants. I could spin shit too. Deed by carbon monoxide? I think you spelled deed wrong. Aww. Who said hi to yes? I think they were happy. Probably not as happy as I was to be home. Oh, trust me, he missed you. He missed you. I hope your puppers is doing well. I heard there were a couple problems, but I hope that baby has a speedy recovery. I do. Chignard. Okay. Very nice. He's French. Parlez-vous français? No. No. I can speak French enough to tell you that I do not speak French. That's pretty much it. I can speak it quite a bit. I can read it better, which is weird. I know. I have a thing about different languages. I pick them up really, really quickly. Jenny said, thank you, T3. Why? I didn't do nothing. I greatly appreciate you catching monoxide. My Sal died of carbon monoxide when I was yelling, what the fuck, immediately. Yeah, no. Carbon monoxide scares me. I'm not going to lie. Because you can't see it. You can't smell it. Huh?
Don't lie.
No, it does. Carbon monoxide scares me because it's literally like a silent killer. You don't smell it. You're just like, oh my God, I'm tired all of a sudden. I think I'll take a nap, and then you're dead. So it's like, yeah, that's all right. It's funny. My mother's cooking has the same effect. It's weird. I should look into that. But yeah, every time she cooks, we're all sick, and then we're like, I'm going to lay down. And then you just feel like you're dead. Woman can't cook for nothing. I don't get it. The Italian genes skipped her completely. I was told that she wasn't freaking a real guinea. I don't think she is at all. How do you, like, you can't make macaroni? Really? Really? Wait, I'm widowed 3 times and never married. It's a thing. How'd you manage that? How are you widowed 3 times? Like, I mean, my mother's been married 3 times, and she, I always tell her husband, remember, she buried the other 2. Like, tread lightly. He's been around 35 years. I'm like, your day can come up anytime. And she just got to wish it. She was wishing it today, y'all. She pissed him off. It was glorious. It was glorious. And then she bitched at me about it. And I was like, she said she walked into the room and he said, get the fuck out. I was like, oh no. She's like, I don't understand what his problem is. I said, I said a lot of things, which we'll talk about on Tuesday. But yeah, she's not having a good day. It's sad, I know. I'm supposed to be empathetic and sympathetic and compassionate, but you know what? Go scratch with a broken glass, because this whole week has been nonstop just miserable. Like, she's just so. I'm not wishing ill on anybody, but if karma feels like paying a visit, skip my door. I'm just saying. Skip my door. Skip my door. Oh my goodness, Suzanne. Your grandmother outlived 5 husbands? I don't want to say was anybody suspicious, but girl, was anybody suspicious? I'm not saying she did anything, but that's a little. Although people used to get married just constantly way back in the day. They weren't like, oh, I'll live the rest of my life single. They're like, no, I need help. I need help paying the bills. I need somebody to fix things. Like, oh, you're a widower? I'm a widow. Our kids are grown. You pay rent. I pay rent. Why don't we just split the bills and we'll just get married and just live together? And then they're good. They were good with that. It wasn't all about, hey, I got this hot trophy wife, or, oh, my husband makes 6 figures. It was, oh, I have somebody to clean the gutters. That's great. Like, people were practical and they were happier. I want to be happy. Like, I want to be practical. I'm just not made that way. I am kind of pragmatic, but eventually he's going to come back and stay. But for now, you just got me just soliloquying over here. Just Dawn said, I had a great time with the mama, but I think we were both beyond ready to be home. Oh, we were both homesick. As you get older, you realize just how much of a home you make for yourself, because you go out and you're like, oh my God, I want to get out. I want to party like I used to. And then you do it. And you're like,
kitty.
I'm doing this. That's your kitty. That's not your kitty. That's not your kitty. But yeah, you get older and you're like, I put all this money into my house. Everything's the way I like it. Why am I out here? Why am I not home where I'm comfortable and happy? And nothing feels like your own bed. Nothing. Even when you go on vacation, you're like, yeah, I enjoy the vacation. But that first night back in your bed, you're like, this is what I've been missing. I just want to sleep just in my own bed and use your own bathroom. I know you all know that's a thing. You want to be in your own kitchen. You want to be in your own bed, and you want to be able to use your own bathroom. Those are the perks of coming home from a vacation. Like, yeah, I had the vacation, but I like my house better. Did someone say forklift? Vice baby. I don't know if you know, Medcore does the forklift driving as well. You guys have stuff in common. And I don't know if Medcore knows who you are. This would be Legal Vice's son, Jeff's son. You could talk about forklifts. You could lift any forking thing. Cookies, for whoever knows that reference. I could drive any forking thing around. If you know that movie reference, you get a cookie. He's still not back. French is a dying language. Unfortunately, because a lot of our elders were forced to speak English in school. Yeah. Don't get me started on the deletion of the Native American language down here. I feel you. I feel you. I didn't know English until I was like 3. I mean, I knew like words here or there, but fluency? No, I spoke fluent Italian because everybody in my family spoke nonstop Italian. And I was 3. Where was I? I wasn't going to school, wasn't going to work. The people I knew were the people in my house. So I spoke Italian until one day I answered somebody in Italian outside because I was with my grandmother, and she was like, "Say it in English," and I answered again in Italian, and she was like, "Oh no," she was like, "She's got to go to school. We got to teach her." And so nobody was allowed to speak Italian anymore. They all had to switch to English. They knew how, but it was like, do 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 do. But that's why, like, sometimes when I talk, I stutter over a word because I'm like, I only know the Italian version of that word. Like, I don't know the English translation for it. Or there's like, we'll have an Italian word that means like 18 things in English, and you could just pick and choose. Well, like I always say ungats. Like if somebody says, "What do you got?" I got ungats. Ungats could mean like I got shit. I got ungats can be balls. It could be a cat, unfortunately. But there's all sorts of things. All sorts of things. It's a very versatile language, especially when you bastardize it the way we all have. Oh, there you go. Suzanne said in the Caribbean they pushed French as well, but my mom refused to speak it. I thought that's what they spoke in like the Bahamas and stuff like that. Yeah, because Alexander Hamilton, he grew up in the Caribbean, and he was fluent in French, English, and Spanish, I believe. Oh, you slept on the boat? On a cruise ship? Like, oh. Yeah, they suck. I've been there. It's like sleeping on a prison mattress. Not that I would know what that feels like, but I did go to college, and it's basically the same thing. Go ahead, honey. All you.
I'm good. I was just trying to order some food, and then my phone was taken, like, just locked up forever.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta eat. Gotta eat. What'd you order? Anything good?
It's a meatball sub, just something.
Just something.
Yeah. Okay. So I saw Nacho Kitty came in here. What's up, Nacho? How you doing? How you doing? I did say hello to just Don, but hello again. Hi, Connor. And yeah, I was following along, but I just couldn't do anything. Beryl, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Okay. Hey, and if I hadn't said hello to Arby, there's Arby. How you guys doing? All right.
Snipperooni's here. Hi,
Oh yeah. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. You're just in time. You're just in time as always.
Mm-hmm.
Just in time.
Yeah, we're here to spread the word, bringing joy and love to each
puppy had in the world was a stale piece of bread, but when rescuers found him, his first instinct was to share it. At just 7 weeks old, Gunnar found himself completely alone, after animal control had accidentally left him behind while collecting his mother and his siblings. For an entire week, he had no warmth, no protection, and no one to care for him. But when the rescue team from Sidewalk Specials arrived, he used all the strength he could muster to bring his prized piece of bread right to them. Gunnar's rescuers rushed him to the vet where he was successfully treated for anemia and a tick infestation. And he finally learned what it was like to have a warm bed and a full belly. He moved right into a foster home and was adopted by Freya just a week later. And while he no longer has to worry about where his next meal is coming from, Gunnar never lost his instinct to share the things that matter most to him. Now, instead of sharing stale bread, he takes rock collecting very seriously. On all of his daily adventures, he spends his time searching for the perfect rock. And then he proudly presents it to Freya as an incredibly thoughtful gift. This dog chased a doggy daycare bus just hoping to make some friends and find someone to care about him. When Tyson Cash was picking up dogs on his pup bus one morning to take them to the daycare that he runs called Keller Creek, he noticed that one of his regulars, Motley, was waiting on his porch with a yellow lab that he didn't recognize. The dog tried to board the bus with Motley, and Tyson texted the family to see if they had gotten another dog, but they hadn't. And because he can't let an unknown dog on the bus due to safety regulations, he had to continue on his route without the mystery dog. But he refused to be left behind. And he ran alongside the bus of potential friends like he knew he was meant to be there. Concerned for his well-being, Tyson posted a photo to his social media page asking if anyone knew anything about this dog. One of the people who saw it was a current customer of Keller Creek named Sadie, and she knew right away that she wanted to give the mystery dog a home. She picked him up and took him straight to the vet where they found that he had a microchip. As it turns out, he was an intentionally abandoned stray. His previous owner went ahead and transferred ownership to Sadie through the microchip registry. Now, Waylon is living the life that he deserves, including being a regular pup bus passenger with his new sibling Nellie, and being part of a new family that'll love him for life. When a stray cat started coming by a couple's home in Indianapolis,
Love how they
had
both sit in the same
absolutely
seat.
no idea how much of an emotional roller coaster
So
they were in
cute.
for. Moot the cat was initially shy and scared, but Christine and Adam spent months building trust with her using the power of food. And when she finally let them
Hell
get
yeah.
close, they brought her in for what they thought would be a routine vet visit, only to find that she was actually expecting 5
Preggers.
kittens. Despite
Of
being
course.
swamped with their own wedding
Always.
preparations, Christine and Adam prioritized Moot and made sure she had a safe foster home to deliver her babies. And after helping each kitten find their perfect family, they decided that little Mootsie was meant to be a part of theirs. So everything was
time, Cat
going
Ninja.
perfectly until it wasn't. While Christine and Adam were on their honeymoon, Moot decided that she wanted a vacation too, and she vanished through a screen door at her cat sitter's house in Illinois. What followed was 6 months of heartache, with hundreds of flyers posted, countless sleepless nights checking shelter reports, and Christine and Adam followed every possible lead, no matter how small the chance seemed.
Making biscuits.
Just when it started to feel like they would have to accept that Moot was really gone, a neighbor just a mile and a half from the cat sitter's home spotted a familiar face and lured her into their garage. Equipped with Moot's favorite toy, Christine and Adam rushed to Illinois and had an emotional reunion with their 4-legged family member. Now home where she belongs, Moot is living her best life, and she's even been posting on her own social media page called Miracle Moots. The stray dog followed a couple for 4 days while they were on a bike tour
I
abroad.
love
They
that.
initially weren't quite sure what to do, and they assumed that eventually the dog would go her own way. Maggie and Maeve are from Chicago, but they were in Montenegro at the time, and there are lots of strays in the area. When they stopped for some bike maintenance, one came up to them. She was covered in fleas and ticks, but she was friendly, and Maggie and Maeve gave her some love and a snack and continued on their way. But the dog followed for miles and miles, and even when they set up camp for the night and woke up in the morning, she was still there. This continued for 4 days, with the stray dog, who they called Monty, never falling far behind. They started to really fall in love with Monty and knew that they at least needed to get her to a vet to take care of her fleas and ticks. The vet recommended spay surgery. Maggie and Maeve considered covering the procedure and then trying to find someone local to adopt her. But the thought of leaving Monty behind at this point made both of them too sad. So
I
they
hate
went
those
through with the
collars.
procedure and found someone local to foster Monty while she recovered. And while it's far from a simple process to travel internationally with a dog, Maggie and Maeve got Monty her own passport and got her cleared for travel back to the US with them. Monty is now living her best life in Illinois, thriving in a cozy home and joining Maggie and Maeve on all of their outdoor adventures.
All right.
Aw, I love that. That's so cute. Okay, Jeff has a question. He wants to know why T-Rex has such big boobs. Where have you been? T-Rex has the best boobs in that clip. And yes, that's Max Mira, Vice baby.
Oh yeah, he's a
We have tons of
star,
Max
and
stuff.
he's a star in the Everstream universe.
Oh
Everstream
yeah,
actors.
we love ourselves some Max.
He is a star.
The thing I
But
love
still have his
about Max is
Yeah.
I can have
It's been such a joy to make this. I just can't wait for the audience to know more about him. He's smart, he's funny. Do you think this is a higher priority than preventing a temporal meltdown?
Probably not.
To do the victory dance.
Maybe that will
Max
summon
is
him.
awesome.
I haven't seen him in a minute. Maybe they'll summon him.
Summon him.
Greatness. Summon
That's
him.
the
his
wonderful thing.
greatness.
He has that weird sixth sense. Like I won't hear from him for months, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hi." I'm like, "Oh my god, I was literally just thinking about you." Like, I have a question. You got to be careful though, because questions turn into 4 or 5 hour conversations, and you're like, "I'm not asking the question unless I'm awake. If I want to go to sleep, no, it's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen."
All right. Speaking of good news, let's see where we should be on.
Before you hit the good news, T3, did they put one of those collars on you after your last doctor visit? Bafangula sarda mama da kita morta. Okay, you like Italian? Because that was just for you, and apparently your whole family. Put that through a translator.
Speaking of good news, one less radical mouthpiece mind control victim in the United States, and that's good news.
34 counts of falsifying business records in the
Liars.
first degree. All 34 counts are guilty. God bless America. God bless America. Okay? This man is finally held accountable. A life full of crime and corruption.
We'll give you the presidency for it,
debauchery.
even though they made up all the charges.
He is the worst human being. And I cannot
Look at she's no one to judge.
wait
Right?
to hear his reaction to 34 guilty counts. 34 charges, 34 guilty counts. Oh, this is a good day for me.
One year later.
Well, hey, everybody, it's me, Rosie O'Donnell, star of the Flintstones. It's Tuesday all day, as my Nana would say. And I'm here in Ireland. And it's beautiful and
Well, it was till you got there.
warm, not physically. It's actually quite cold. Moved here on January 15th.
It's your lack of
And
circulation, old witch.
it's been pretty wonderful,
Dude,
I have to
got
say.
the hell out fast.
The
That's
people
good.
are so loving
Thank you
and so
for
kind,
just
so
keeping your word.
welcoming.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we got to talk about Trump deranged liberals who have decided to finally
And
leave the
Myers
United
was-
States of America.
Yeah,
Yes,
Ireland
there
is
are a
the diverse-
growing group of people
The most
who
diverse
want
country
to
ever.
leave the United States of America due to Trump derangement.
Yeah,
I
that
feel
was.
like this is going to
thanks for
sound
sticking in there,
insane
Libby.
to
It was
some
hard.
people and not to others, depending on which side of TikTok this ends up on. How quickly do we need to get out of the country? Like, we have a plan. I mean, you can see my name on TikTok is moving to Italy. Like, we're going.
Don't ruin Italy.
But our plan is to go in September. And like, I fear that I have been spending, I know I look absolutely insane. I fear that I've been
Yep.
spending
You
too
sound
much time
it too.
scrolling the last couple days. And that is making my anxiety spiral out of control. But like, things are bad. Like,
Hey,
when
Farrell.
the leaders of the European Union are holding an emergency meeting that we are specifically not invited to discuss the impact of Donald Trump on the rest of the world,
The positive
that's
impact.
bad, right?
Most 2 in 5 Americans say that living here is no longer enjoyable, and almost
Aye.
1 of 5
Good.
straight up say, "I am
This guy
planning
lies
to
for a living."
leave Donald
Mhm.
Trump's America." Now, remember
not
that
true.
2 weeks ago, we did this story
guy's a
about
bold-faced
record
liar.
number of Americans are looking to leave. The companies that help you get golden visas or whatever the case may be are seeing a huge upsurge in the number of requests. It's even worse than we thought. A shocking new survey has found that 17% of American adults, that's almost
Yeah.
1 in 5, want to move out of the United States within the next 5 years. And even more concerning, 5% are actually planning to take concrete steps to leave. 2% are already in the process of taking concrete steps to leave the country. Now, let me be clear about what's happening here.
I love the
This
generalizations.
is not just people casually saying, oh,
This guy makes shit up, by the way. Don't believe anything he says.
Like to live somewhere else someday. These are Americans who are actively looking to leave their own country because they are deeply concerned about the
because they didn't get their way and their babies.
The country is heading. The survey was done by
put up with
Talker
4 years of
Research, and
Biden.
it found that millennials are leading this exodus. A full quarter of them, or of us, I guess, since I'm in that group, want to relocate abroad. This is the
Venus, what's up?
generation
How
that
you
really
doing?
came of age during
Welcome to
the
the show.
2008 financial crisis, crushed by student loan debt, often can't afford housing, and now witnessing this rapid erosion of rights and democratic norms in Trump's America. And many of us are sick of it. Now, one relevant question is, well, where do these people want to go? The top choice is Canada. 19% of those who want to leave say Canada is my preferred destination.
Yeah, see, now you heard that. Okay, liberals
They
want to
believe the
leave the United
propaganda.
States of America. And hey, I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to leave, you can go. Okay, you can get the hell out if you do not like President Trump's America. Okay, and I'm actually happy to report that you have some liberals, some Trump deranged liberals, that have decided that instead of torturing themselves, okay, with their Trump derangement, that they actually are going to leave. They're putting their money where their mouth is. Okay, Rosie O'Donnell has decided to leave the United States of America. She go. And before we get into her talking about leaving the United States of America, we have to play a throwback clip to remind everybody about why.
I'd like to find out where she moved to, and send everybody in that town Trump stickers for the car.
That'd be hilarious.
Rosie O'Donnell really hates
inside and out. You take a look at her; she's a slob. She talks like a truck driver. Rosie attacked me personally because I was very happy when her talk show failed. The other thing that failed, and this was a real monster, and everybody was suing her, was her magazine. Her magazine called Rosie was a total disaster.
God,
So I loved it. I gloat over it. I think it's wonderful because I like to see bad people fail. Rosie failed. I'm happy about it. She's basically a disaster. Well, she called me a snake oil salesman. And, coming from Rosie, that's pretty low because when you look at her and when you see the mind is weak. I don't see it. I don't get it. I never understood. How does she even get on television? I believe Barbara made a terrible mistake putting her on, and I think Barbara's probably paying a big price. If I were running The View, I'd fire Rosie.
Mr. Trump, one of the things people love about you is you speak your mind and you don't use a politician's filter. However, that is not without its downsides, in particular when it comes to women. You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account—
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
He's like, fact check me, only Rosie.
We had 17 people. It was a rather violent series of debates, if you remember, right? Rosie O'Donnell, only Rosie O'Donnell. That was a tough one. Only Rosie O'Donnell. You've said this and that. I won't use the terms. You've called women this and that, and a lot of it was show business related. I said, only Rosie O'Donnell. And the place went crazy.
Yo, those are some legendary clips. For real. Okay. Okay. So Rosie O'Donnell, she's moved away. Let's listen to what she has to say about moving.
Well, hey, everybody. It's me, Rosie O'Donnell, star of the Flintstones. It's Tuesday all day, as my dad would
movie
say.
from 20 years ago?
And I'm here in Ireland. And it's beautiful and
Washed up actress,
warm.
comedian.
Not physically. It's actually quite cold. Moved here on January 15th. And it's been pretty wonderful, I have to say. The people are so loving and so kind, so welcoming.
They don't know you yet.
And I'm very grateful. In the process of getting my Irish citizenship, as I have Irish grandparents, and that's what's going on, and that's where I've been and what I've been doing. And
we've all been wondering.
Although I was never someone who thought I would move to another country.
Baby.
That's what I decided would be the best for myself
I got something
and
to say when she's
my
done.
12-year-old.
You know what? I'm happy about this. I'm happy for you, Rosie. I really am. And honestly,
Happier
I
for
respect
us.
it.
Happy
Right?
for
I
everybody.
respect the fact that you actually left. Okay. I respect the fact that you're not in the United States of America, boo-hoo, whine, and cry like a vast majority of these Hollywood weirdos about Trump, while claiming that, oh, I want to move. Oh, America's so bad. We need to leave. But yet you're still in America, right? You're still here. Rosie O'Donnell actually got her butt up and she left. And hey, I'm happy for her. I'm happy. I respect it.
Child. And
Dragged her
here we
12-year-old
are.
child.
Here we are.
The only one that would talk to her.
So TikTok has gotten a little bit dark and negative for me. I don't feel capable of going through the hate that comes through, and I'm trying Substack, and I
Right.
think I like it there. Now, it's hard to learn. If the Substack people are listening, you really need a more user-friendly app.
I'll
It's
complain
very
for it.
difficult to even find where you post. You know, it's
There's desperate people
well,
out
maybe
there.
it's algebra, and I'm a geometry
talk, it's
person.
very
I
hard to find your
don't
point.
understand algebra, and you know, Facebook was a mystery to me and remains a mystery to me. TikTok seemed like a cinch, and I got it from the get-go. But Substack,
Why are we still listening
one of
to
the
this?
reasons why I'm like,
All right. So that's the good news. I don't need to
Well,
listen to her
wait.
explain to me why she's such a boomer. Huh?
Wait, she got on there and started with the whole 34 convictions. Y'all, if you don't know the story, her daughter got arrested and got charged with child endangerment, drug trafficking, and all this stuff because she left her like 18-month-old baby in the house, and they raided the house, and it was covered in like meth stuff and drug paraphernalia and whatever. This is where her daughter's at. So that she's such a fantastic person and mom that she raised these kids that she adopted, poor children, and none of them talked to her except for the 12-year-old because legally she still has a stranglehold on that one. And the other daughter got arrested for abandoning her baby and neglecting the baby, not feeding the baby in an apartment full of methamphetamine, crystal meth. And so it's great parenting skills. Tell me again what a horrible person Trump is and how you're so wonderful.
Yeah, how his kids doing? They're doing
But
pretty
you
good.
notice the first two who jumped out of America were the two talk show lesbians. You notice that? Kind of weird. It's like, there's a list coming and they might be afraid they might be on it. I wonder. Because Ellen used to have kids on her show and set up play dates at Diddy's for them. She did it all the time. Made a big show of it. And now they're like, oh no. Yeah, I wonder if there's a correlation. I don't know.
Yeah, let's talk about she left because Trump's America is so bad. Let's see how bad it really is.
Yesterday, I was asked by somebody, well, Charlie, what has Trump even done so far as president? What has he done
grown on me
in the last 53 days? I don't think we have spent enough time on this program.
How many people got
pausing,
to see him now?
internalizing, and celebrating the magnitude and the weight of what President Trump has accomplished when it comes to the southern border. People know it. They're hearing it. But what I want to do is emphasize it to such an important degree to you today. To show you what President Trump has done on the border is so remarkable.
It's weird,
and it should never be taken for granted.
There we go. All right.
U.S. Border Patrol, in the month of February, arrested 8,300 border jumpers coming into our country in February. 8,300 in an entire month. That is the fewest ever recorded. Let me say that again. That is the fewest ever recorded. And unlike under Joe Biden, they are not being released into the interior of the country. They're not getting a court date. They're being returned to their country of origin. Now, it's very easy to attack President Trump saying, oh, these tariffs are a waste of time. Not so fast, my friend. These tariffs are also largely, and the threat of tariffs are why Mexico is now taking the security of the southern border seriously. A year ago, in February, 141,000 people were detained at the border. So we went from 141,000 under Joe Biden to 8,300. 141 to 8.3. A year ago, more than 3,500 people were caught crossing the border who were originally from China. Now it's only 130, and they're all being sent back to China. A year ago, 600 people were caught crossing from Mauritania. That's an impoverished African country where slavery is still very, very common. This month, the total was 1, and they were sent back to their country of origin. This was always a question of the will. Washington claimed, including Mitch McConnell and James Lankford, that they needed sweeping new laws to secure the southern border, and they were lying to you. So there's two parts what I want to talk about here. And also, by the way, there is breaking news. President Trump just posted that he had great discussions with Vladimir Putin. I'm going to allow Blake to pivot and read and analyze that while I break this down. So Blake, please focus on the Putin news while I continue on this. Because I need to emphasize the border win. There's so much happening, but we have to take a little bit of time and slow down and say, wow, what President Trump has accomplished here is remarkable. This was always a question of whether or not we wanted it. Understand that the biggest questions of our time, whether it be homelessness, whether it be the southern border, inflation, is whether or not we want what is best. Joe Biden did not want a southern border. He wanted a dilution of national sovereignty. He wanted a great replacement of American citizens. He wanted a nonstop flow of illegals into the country. For whatever reason, you can guess, you can hypothesize, but we know that he wanted it. We know certainly that is what he wanted.
And it stopped.
Let's go to some of the tape here. It is so remarkable.
So
this is Bill Malugin. And Bill
O'Donnell.
Malugin is going to be out of a job.
Yeah.
Bill Malugin was the caravan correspondent. Bill Malugin was the border guy. Bill Malugin is going to have to come work at the Charlie Kirk Show. And by the way, we would love to have Bill Malugin. I don't think Fox would want to see him. Fox is doing a great job, by the way, especially lately on this coverage. But Bill Malugin has got to find a new line of work. Maybe Bill Malugin can be the senior Canadian correspondent. There's a lot to cover there. He goes from the border correspondent to the Canadian correspondent. Bill Malugin is a top-tier American, 10 out of 10 patriot, phenomenal reporter. But he's going to have to find a new thing to cover. Now, of course, he does cover a lot of stories, but he became very famous for covering the border. Of course, I'm being lightheartedly sarcastic.
There have been an average of just 77 gotaways per day nationwide. That's down 95.8% from the Biden highs of fiscal year 2023. That's when there were a staggering 1,830 gotaways on average every single day.
I want you to internalize that. Over the last 21 days, there's been an average of only 77 gotaways. By the way, it should be 0. We're going to get to 0. It's going to be Project 0. That's a 95.8% decrease from Biden highs.
It's a little.
Fox reported that the ICE director has now uncovered tens of thousands of border crossings where Biden cooked the books and recorded them as arrests when in reality, they're in your neighborhoods. Play cut 250.
Homeland Security officials are accusing the Biden administration of misleading the public on border numbers. So by counting migrants that were processed and released as ICE arrests. That doesn't sound right.
Those senior leaders with DHS and ICE took time to speak to reporters, and they basically accused the Biden administration of what they're calling, quote, cooking the books and lying basically to the American public about how many illegal migrants they actually arrested. The Biden administration reported more than 100,000 arrests in fiscal year 2024. But the senior leaders say the numbers are deceiving. That is because the majority of these arrests are what's called pass-through arrests, meaning they pass through ICE, then were just released into American communities pending those immigration hearings.
The liberation of your country is being televised. The restoration of your sovereignty is happening in real time.
I know. We got the border closed. We got rid of Rosie O'Donnell. I mean, things are just getting better and better and better, right?
Yep.
Just getting better and better and better. And that is really, really good news. Huh?
I said everything's better with Trump. Somebody in chat mentioned, the DKY said shots fired at Circus. Yes, apparently there was an update. Multiple juvenile fights started in the Adventure Dome and continued to Circus. No evidence of shots fired so far, but it's causing like massive traffic and everything. People went running out of the hotel and everything, screaming, afraid. So that's your update for that, since you were curious.
Okay.
But so far, like, no reports of fatalities or injuries or any, no even reports of firing of gunshots. So just figured I'd let you know.
Very nice. Thank you for that update. Up to the minute update, Shelly. Appreciate it. All right.
I don't know how else to describe this other than this is a total nightmare scenario for the left. You know, I know the Democrats have had some pretty awful news lately, with the loss of the 2020 election probably being the worst. But I guess that's not the end of what's in store for them, as they just got hit with brutal midterm news. Folks, heading into the 2026 election, you need a party that's unified. You need members of Congress that are ready to go out there and fight for the party. But it seems as though Democrats don't have that going for them, as 3 Democrat senators just announced they're retiring before 2026. They're dropping out. They don't want to run again. They no longer want to be a part of the Democrat establishment. And you cannot overstate how absolutely bad this is for the Democrat Party. Total panic mode. And look, the Democrats are trying to pretend as if this is normal, and it's not a threat to them at all because these senators are all in blue states, but this isn't normal. And it's not just a few people stepping aside. This is people bailing out of a sinking ship before it goes completely under. This is a ditching of the party ahead of what should be a consequential election for them, especially considering what's supposedly at stake. But the Democrats can't get aligned. No, they're losing members. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. Let's have a conversation about all the implications here. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks. So take a look at the headline. We've got this piece from Politico. Senate Democrats face tough map as slate of retirements hit Dem-friendly states. After losing the majority last November, the party faced a very narrow path out of the wilderness. Then Senator Jean Shaheen piled on. The New Hampshire Democrat announced her retirement on Wednesday, forcing the Democrats to defend a 3rd Senate seat in 2026, in addition to retiring Senators Gary Peters and Tina Smith's seats in Michigan and Minnesota. So like I said, these are blue states, and the Democrats are pretending as if, oh, it's perfectly normal and we're just going to take back these seats anyways. But I'm not so sure that's the case. What I'm thinking is some of these senators might be seeing some internal polling numbers that are suggesting absolute disaster in 26. In fact, I'd bet money on it. Because let's be honest, how do you even campaign for the Democrat Party right now? How do you look voters in the eye and sell them on what the current party platform is? The insane extremism, the embarrassing failures, the clown-level politics. Their policies are indefensible. The messaging is a joke, and there seems to be no end in sight. I think a lot of these retirements are probably happening from frustration behind the scenes. It might not be the polling numbers, but it could be. Some of these senators are just fed up.
And they're not going to get their USAID laundered money anymore, too. That's, what? You guys aren't going to pay for that? You got to pay for it yourself now. We can't pay you back. Oh, yeah. I think I'm retiring. I'll go work. I'll go be a lobbyist for some Democrat corporation. There you go.
They want the party to move back in the right direction, but they're seeing that's just not happening. The party has gone off the deep end. It's become a cult, and if you question the orthodoxy, you get exiled. I mean, look at what's happening with John Fetterman right now.
Or if you want
he's
a free
clearly
ride.
stepping off the Democrat line, and suddenly he's under fire. He's getting protested everywhere he goes.
The fighter to shut the government down.
This is designated state opposition. Senator.
They're filming me too. I don't expect that.
Senator,
I can't.
Please, we're trying to do our job here. We're trying to do our job here. Senator, where are you on the CR plan?
Well, on the CR?
On the CR plan.
I mean, I've been very clear about it. I mean, there's no new news on that.
Are you a yes?
I've already said that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's no news. And now you're going to have to make that choice. It's like, are you going to shut the government down? Or are you just going to say, hey, I disagree with many parts about the CR, but it's like that's where we are.
Or look at Gavin Newsom, who tried to walk back some of the woke insanity just a tiny bit, just on the issue of Latinx being an unfavorable term and men playing in girls' sports. I mean, things that really shouldn't be all that controversial, but they're eating him alive for it.
This is a poor strategy for Gavin Newsom. I actually did think that he was one of the leaders that would come out in terms of 2028. I remember watching his annual State of the Union address in California, and he criticized Republicans, and he promoted California as an antidote to the poisonous populism of the right.
Right.
Now he has a
Watch it
Steve
while
Bannon on
visiting
the
her
show
husband in jail.
who's saying, you know, you're going to get to populism. There's a long road. He gives zero pushback there. He gives zero pushback, as Sarah pointed out, to really what is a slur against Senator Warren, a sitting senator. He gives a platform and normalizes, in my view, an election denier and someone who is the person who is behind Project 2025. And I believe that, you know, if you are going to be a public servant, you better be unapologetically authentic, because voters can sniff out inauthenticity in a second. And I thought that that was one of the most inauthentic things I have seen Gavin Newsom do. Wow, terribly,
So you don't believe in the let them hang themselves theory?
No, I'm terribly disappointed. I think you
we do, because we believe in it, because that's what you guys have done to yourself.
With energy. And what he did was he showed his pretty white teeth and his cute face and did nothing other than that. And I think it's despicable.
This is what happens if you question the cult. And so it's really not surprising at all that these senators would call it quits. Who would willingly want to deal with this? Who would willingly want to be forced in a position where you have to defend your party's policies, like letting violent illegal migrants roam free instead of handing them over to ICE, claiming women are actually birthing people, defunding the police while crime is through the roof, forcing taxpayers to fund gender surgery for minors and inmates, tampons in the boys' restrooms. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's all too much. This isn't the party of normal classical liberal beliefs anymore. It's a radical left-wing machine that's just completely detached itself from reality. And the party's become a complete top-down controlled embarrassment. It's not just the policies. The entire party of the structure has turned into this controlled, astroturfed joke where messaging gets passed top-down and all the mindless DNC drones just follow it. Egg prices. And then 22 Democrat politicians all post the exact same word-for-word video about egg prices. It's like some kind of robot army. And of course, they got a bunch of flack for that, but it's not like that's convinced them to change. Because what happens next? A couple days later, 50 plus House Democrats post the same pre-written post and release it on X.
House Democrats stand united for a 4-week funding extension that stops harmful cuts, keeps government open, and allows Congress to reach a bipartisan funding agreement.
Good night, Nacho.
I am ready to vote today, tomorrow, or Friday to pass a 4-week extension.
This party isn't even real anymore. It's just empty soup politicians reading pre-programmed scripts from their handlers. No original thought, no authentic leadership, just controlled messaging pushed by brain-dead political drones. And if you go off message, well, you know what happens, right? You're exiled again. And of course, that's not the only issue. There's also the issue of violent protests happening across the country, total chaos and mayhem. But for what? Again, like I've been saying over the last couple of days, you got to have an actual legitimate reason to be pulling these kinds of stunts. But they have no legitimate reason. Actually, I think Scott Bessent put it quite clearly, or really put it into perspective.
Let's remember the E in Doge is efficiency. It's not elimination. It's not extinction. We are trying to make the government do better for the American people and right size it. I don't think that there is anyone who is happy with the bundle of services that they get from the federal government. You know, you're sitting in Singapore. I met with some leaders from Singapore yesterday, and Singaporeans love their government. You know, they think that it does good things for them, and you know, they spend about 18% of GDP on their government. If we were to balance the budget, we bid at 18% of GDP. So why can't we have the government do a better job for the American people at a better price?
The E in Doge stands for efficiency, not extinction, not elimination. They're just trying to make government a little bit more efficient. And the
trying to stop efficient one thing, stop the criminality another.
Action is existential. It makes no sense. It doesn't meet the moment. And it makes Democrats look extreme and crazy, especially as we continue to find and stumble upon more and more clips of Democrats during the Obama years pushing the exact same thing. Here's a clip of Obama that was just found where he announces something that sounds very similar to the Department of Government Efficiency, which was supposedly going to be led by Joe Biden.
Everyone knows that getting rid of the deficit will require some tough decisions. And that includes cutting back on billions of dollars in programs that a lot of people care about. But what should be easy is getting rid of the pointless waste and stupid spending that doesn't benefit anybody.
Yeah, but you guys remember. Yeah, but you know, they're saying this, and I know they're using the juxtaposition of this clip to make a point and to kind of like play a little game with them. But you remember everything that he said was inverted. It was always a lie. So basically, what he's saying is, yeah, we're going to do this and that, but they went in there as an excuse to be in there, and then probably made it 100 times worse. They probably
Well, he put Biden in charge, so.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that they probably expanded it. They didn't decrease it. I mean, they're saying, well, listen to what he's saying. And he's like, no, but whenever he spoke, it was like, you can just say whatever he's saying, they're going to do the opposite of it. Like that was the way it worked with Obama in those days. Like if you knew his way of doing things and you knew that for a lot of people, he was just mind controlling them, right? He was just boxing them into a fake narrative. They'll never get a follow up on it. They never did it. But everything he ever said like this in this way, right? Acting like he was always going to do the opposite. That was him from start to finish. 8 years of that shit, having to watch it was like banging your head against the wall. You knew every time he opened his mouth, he was going to do the exact opposite. So we have to make it a little bit more efficient. So we're going to add more shit in there and launder more money back to ourselves. That'll help, right?
Waste we should be getting rid of, even if we didn't have a deficit. Sure, some of these cuts aren't that big.
Lies.
But no amount of waste is acceptable. Not when it's your money. Not at a time when so many Americans are already cutting back. Just as families are living within their means, government should too. Did you know the federal government pays for a website devoted to a folk music ensemble?
That's your one straw man right there. But now what were they doing? They were shipping money overseas to DEI people in Muslim countries, people that were never going to go along with that, transgender micing and all other kind of stuff they were doing. So yeah, that was the agony of having lived through the Obama years and listening to that shit and being politically active at the time. It's like every one of these things. You can see it took me back. It immediately took me back to that time. I get the analogy, but and people that were there understand that was just a setup. That wasn't, and he didn't mean a goddamn thing he said. It was always a setup. It was about manufacturing consent. And that's what he was doing right there. So yeah, I don't even give him credit for saying, well, he sounds like he really meant it. No, he didn't. He didn't. But you didn't come along till later, so you probably missed that. You probably were believing him back then.
Well, that's the point, I think. Yeah. He's saying, like, he went out there and said that, and all the Democrats were like, yay, 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 rah, rah. And now that, whether he did it or not is beyond, it's besides the point. Now that Trump is doing it, it's like, oh, no, this is terrible. It's a travesty. It's an overreach of your powers. He's a dictator. Because now it's somebody else that's not on their, on their team saying it.
Mm-hmm.
And who's actually doing it, which is like, oh, what do you mean? You said something and then you followed through? We don't know what to do with that. Like, we don't know what to do with that information. I think it's hilarious. I was over Obama a week after he was in office. I was like, all right, this was pointless. This was pointless. We're going to pay for this later.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't wrong.
All right, check this out.
Black Lives Matter, where's the money, bro? Where's the money?
Doing, baby?
Oh, shit. Man, I got to move this clip around so I can hit it when I need to.
Where's the money, Cat? Nick, you are the man. We're so excited to always have you on the spot, man. And okay, so we have BLM Plaza live behind you right now.
Yeah, we can no longer call it BLM Plaza. At this point, it's just Black Lives because Matters is now pretty much gone. At this point, it's pretty much totally disappeared. You can see in the background, Kevin Pasovic is actually sitting behind me. I just met him here. He brought Wawa, as you can see, to the construction workers out here that are braving the angry, BLM activists. These people don't actually, these BLM activists, they don't really go to work or anything like that. So they have time to stand around here all day and just yell at the construction workers. So they've had to bring a bunch of cops in.
Really?
To see over there. Yeah.
Hey,
so they're guarding the perimeter now on both sides because, they can't stop being harassed. It's ridiculous. But I'm telling you, it's such an honor to be here and watching this live, Benny. I'm telling you, this has made my month already.
So okay, this is like painting. It's like big letters that have been painted.
Castro, what's up? Oh, look, there's Ballstrom. How you doing, Ballstrom? I see you.
The biggest street leading up to the White House is a very famous avenue.
You can see the White House right back there. Yep. I mean, it's that close.
Yep. There it is. You can see the White House, statue of Andrew Jackson. They were trying to tear that down too. And so, are they removing the letters? What is the work that you see being done right now, Nick?
Yeah, so I'll bring you to it. Actually, let's do that. Let's
sure.
I'll show you here. So it's actually a little bit more than just painted here. It's actually cemented into the pavement. So even if you were to just take the paint up, you're still going to see the lettering. It's actually carved into the bricks. It's like they cut out sections of the bricks. This was a brick road before, and they put in slabs of concrete that are now painted in yellow. So they have to remove everything.
That seems like insanely
I think it's already
expensive.
done. But good news.
There should be. We had a member of Congress on here saying there needs to be a full BLM investigation. So the city of Washington D.C. This is gonna cost millions. I had no idea that this was like. I thought this was spray painted. Stupid me. I thought this was
guys worked
painted
faster
on just the bricks.
They're standing
You're
around.
saying that this is going to be a massive job to remove this.
Yeah, but we're talking about at least a 2-week job out here.
Wow.
Because we're talking. This spans. I don't know if you have an overhead shot of what this looks like, but it spans 3 blocks all the way down. I mean, this is.
Oh my God!
This was
I had no idea that was there.
boondoggle from the Summer of Love.
Yeah, pave over
It's a relic of a dark past.
Dark past.
That's finally disappearing. I mean, as you can see, actually, I'll mention this part. There are bollards in the middle of the road as well. Because a lot of the locals here weren't too happy about having their road graffitied in Black Lives Matter, so they'd come and do donuts in the middle of the road and rip up the paint. So,
what a mess! What a disaster! Okay, so this is something that I wanted to ask you based on your extensive work and journalism covering these riots. Now, I know that you covered the BLM riots, and I know that you've covered left-wing activism and violent left-wing activism. It seems like such a prima facie insult to every American to honor a terrorist group, which is actually what this group was.
Amazing.
They tried to burn down St. John's Episcopal, which is, I think, right behind you, right there, that beautiful church.
Yeah.
They set it ablaze. And then right there, you're in front of the St. Regis Hotel. That's where Rand Paul was staying when they tried to kill Rand Paul after trying to kill Donald Trump in this same place. And then Libs honored them. They gave him a monument, which is what's currently being deconstructed behind you. What an insult.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a fraud organization. They were extorting people for money, buying mansions in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah. They did say Trump ordered it. Did he really actually? He didn't actually order it. They're just doing it because it's a sign of the times.
And in some of the most expensive zip codes in the United States. I mean, what good did they do besides just dividing us? I mean, and the fact that you painted on the street right in front of the White House, the People's House over here, is just.
Yep. And I think they're going to talk about that for the next 10 minutes. So we'll just go ahead and cut it there. But that's the good news. That eyesore, that thing that never should have been, is going away. And hopefully, and it comes down to the history books and whatnot, we'll remember the disgrace that organization was and learn to never let something like that happen again. All the destruction, all the criminality that came out of it, and all the division, and how it's not good for any one group in a country to be promoted over everybody else in some type of way. And then for anybody who doesn't go along with it, threatened with violence, cancellation, any other very, very low brainwave activity, right?
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of low brainwave activity, somebody tried to launch a podcast this week. It didn't go too well.
Oh.
We can't let her go.
Big Mike.
Sometimes been wondering where Michelle Obama's been. She snubbed both Jimmy Carter's funeral and Trump's inauguration. And last week, Barack went to a basketball game all by himself. Turns out Michelle's been busy working on a new podcast, and so far, it's been a flop. The first 2 episodes.
Well, now you know all those pictures of her as a kid
only
that
got a few
look like
thousand
as a
views
guy
on
as her
YouTube.
brother.
Half of them are probably primetime producers. But still, Michelle's spilling the family secrets.
I don't believe it.
Like how Barry gets on her nerves. Listen.
Barack, he had to adjust to what on time was for
Because he was on that island time.
Well, but I've got this husband who's like, when it's time to leave, it's 3:00. He's getting up and going to the bathroom, and I was like, dude, like 3 o'clock departure means you've done all that, you know? It's like, don't start looking for your glasses, you know, at the 3 o'clock departure. But he's improved over 30 years of marriage. But that was a, you know, that was,
Be smarter.
you must
Tell him that
adjust.
it's a half hour earlier.
Michelle says her husband doesn't really like people, doesn't know how to talk to him, and doesn't even really care.
When a girlfriend comes to visit, it's usually like, you got to stay for 2 days because it's going to take us
so much
2
time to come to
check up. Now, Barack's come in, he's come out, and he's like, y'all still talking? He'll sit down for 5 minutes, be like, how are the boys? And the flip side of my husband, right? Because he golfs, and golfing takes as long as the first session of our, you know, it takes 5 hours to golf. He'll golf with his buddies, come back and be like, how's X? He's good. It's like, what'd y'all talk about? Nothing.
Hate to break it to Michelle, but guys don't get deep on the course. Normally, when someone
Her
rags on
voice
their
is the
spouse, there's
equivalent of
usually
paint
a
drying.
little love. Like, you know, Jimmy, he never listens, but he looks cute in his suit. But that wasn't cute. Did she drop this podcast to distance herself from Barack so she could run for president? Every politician starts a podcast right before they launch their next campaign. Looking at you, Gavin.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we got to talk about the Democrats and their new strategy to save the dying party, which
Not gonna
is to
happen.
start podcasts, right? No, Democrats are not reevaluating their extreme policy positions and not being in touch with the American people or reality. No, that's not a problem for Democrats in regards to why they lost. It's because they didn't do enough podcasts, okay? And this is why you have Democrats like Michelle Obama and Gavin Newsom starting up podcasts because they believe that this is the way to go, right? This is how they win moving forward. They got to get on podcasts because
10 years too late.
heard enough Democrat Party propaganda, right? And let's just say it's not really working out that well for Democrats thus far. And we have a couple of stories to talk about here, examples. The first being Michelle Obama, who just launched her podcast with her brother, Craig Robinson. And she's getting roasted because not only did this podcast flop at launch, I mean, it only had 60K views in one day, okay? And I guarantee you a vast majority of those views come from
I'd
people
like
who
to
just
flop
went
like
into the
that.
comment section and roasted Michelle Obama, okay? But it also has almost 8,000 dislikes and 3.5 thousand likes, which is not good, right? Not good at all, okay? She's being ratioed. Clearly, people are not liking this podcast debut. And again, I can totally see why, because the most entertaining part of this podcast was the comments, right? Just reading the comments, because the actual podcast was a snores fest.
As a result, you and me, we were physically close growing up.
Remember
This
when we
was
used to
weird.
share a bedroom?
Of course, that was our life growing up. We shared the same room until you went to high school, right?
That's right.
Well, let's first just recall how small the apartment we lived in. You know, it seemed like it was huge, but it was essentially 2 bedrooms, right?
No, it was 1 bedroom.
Well, that little offshoot bedroom that mom and dad stayed in, you would consider that a bedroom.
But that was the only bedroom. The room we were in was actually
Let's all tune in to watch our brother and sister argue about the past. Isn't that fun? Yeah, this will win the election for you.
Well, I mean, let's see them
the bedroom
reminisce
was
about.
the bed was on the left, not the right. No, I'm sure it was on the right. Boring. I'm just glad their shit flopped. Let's see.
You literally just have to put dreads on him and you have her.
No, not doing it.
Yeah, so
He's
you see
actually
that
more
here,
feminine looking than she is.
Michelle Obama, despite all of the attention, the media press, all of the momentum that she had going into launching this podcast, only 60,000 people watched it in the first day, right? And there was way less people watching it in the first few hours. Yeah, this is bad. This is really, really, really bad. Okay, and she's currently
Very
being
close.
roasted.
There's only one shower too.
As you have right-wing influencers on X celebrated this week as former First Lady Michelle Obama's new podcast debuted to disappointing numbers on YouTube. Miss Obama and her brother Craig Robinson announced the launch of a video podcast Monday, promising weekly episodes, and dropped 2 episodes to kickstart the new venture. in my opinion, podcast uploaded 2 episodes Wednesday morning that attracted 47,000 and 15,000 views, with total viewership in 24 hours on YouTube reaching just 62,000. Yeah, this is real bad. Again, just imagine.
The crochet
imagine
networks get better than
lady
that.
or the former first lady of the United States of America. Okay, everybody knows who you are. You're a household name.
Yeah,
And
probably.
there's also a lot of speculation about whether or not Barack Obama and Michelle are going through divorce. I don't know. Okay, maybe Obama has better options. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, but regardless, she has a lot of fame. Okay, she did her little publicity tour and all that stuff, and you still only have 60K views in the first day. Okay, and you're a former first lady. Yeah, this is real bad, right? Real bad. It shows you just how much the Democrat Party brand has been damaged. And also on top of that, how much influence has been lost by Obama, right? Remember, Obama tried to that's exactly what's going on here. Brittany Hugaboom says Michelle Obama was loved in the 2010s, and now even with mass marketing campaign, got less views than the average 20-year-old girl on TikTok making a video about her Starbucks order. This is why Newsom is bringing more right-leaning guests on his podcast. He knows that's what gets the views and also will make him appear centrist and likable to those who don't live in California or for a potential 2028 run. Yeah, so speaking of Gavin Newsom, the mainstream liberal media, liberals, Democrats are upset, right? They're boohoo, whine, and cry about Gavin Newsom and his
there it is.
Political evolution to a moderate, okay, because that's what he's trying to do in order to run for president. And he's getting a lot of backlash for his podcast. So again, you have a Democrat podcast failing out the gate. Take a look.
I woke up this morning fully expecting the outrage of the day to be something that like Trump did, or the fact that Jared Golden, a Democrat, voted for the continuing resolution last night, which is also insane. And then I see this. I see that Gavin Newsom has decided to invite Steve Bannon on his podcast, and they're going to have just a wonderful conversation. Last week, he had Charlie Kirk on his podcast. That I didn't get extremely outraged about, even though Kirk is one of the bad guys. Bannon is the author of this chaos we're seeing right now. Bannon is the one that says
this guy has, either he's lying through his teeth or he has no political IQ. I mean, just like it's just completely boxed into a narrative. Because anybody who thinks that Bannon created everything that's going on right here doesn't have a fucking clue.
You need to flood the zone with shit. Bannon is the one that has basically authored where we are and what Donald Trump wants.
Not at all.
And because Gavin Newsom wants to run,
that's like when you guys look, if you ever wake up or it's the middle of the night or like, you're walking around somewhere and you're like, maybe mind control isn't real. Maybe winning is just like, he didn't have it right. Just remember this dude right here. Just remember this moment. All right. Because he's showing you, he really believes what he's saying. Right. Or he's a very good liar. Probably both.
Or he's getting paid to just repeat shit.
Well, that means, and soulless. There you go. There's the soulless stuff too. But yeah. Anybody who thinks Steve Bannon is the architect and everybody listens to Steve Bannon, they don't know shit.
The president thinks he's going to be this healer. He brings on this nationalist. Many of us on the right sacrificed our careers taking these people on.
Yep, well,
and Newsom's trying to make a career.
Neocon, so
this is insane.
We got to talk about Gavin Newsom and his new podcast. And the most recent MAGA guest that he had on his podcast is Steve Bannon. I listened to the whole thing. It was very substantive, a really interesting conversation. When Steve Bannon says the election was stolen and the governor...
She looks like she's right out of the Dark Crystal.
Democratic governor
she
of
really
California, the 5th largest economy in the world, does not correct him on that. That surprised me.
I think she might be talking to Stephen Greer and UFOs sometimes.
And add it to the list, right? I mean, there's that moment. And then there were his comments about transgender athletes as well.
Oh, the guy that was on there, his wife carries a purse.
And then in addition, even in addition to all of that, just reverse a little bit, rewind, I should say.
Carries his
he
purse.
was also one of the Democrats who was going to the border and a little critical of what the Biden administration was doing. So this has been some time coming, but it's at a point now with characters now that we weren't expecting.
I think this is a poor strategy.
All right, we saw.
Not for nothing, but I don't have a gag reflex until I see these women. Like, How do they trigger something that never even existed? I can't. They open their mouths and it's just like, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. I'm instantly filled with rage. Ugh, I can't. Oh, you got a super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Play the better one.
Thank you for the super chat. It loves
like
Steve
that one.
Bannon. Yeah, but he's not the architect of any of this. But yeah, you can love him and he's still not be the mastermind, the guy behind the curtain. It's just like, yeah, he's got
Everybody
some
has a
opinions, he's
role
got
to
some
play.
takes. He has his thing, right? But he's like anybody thinking that, it's like, what do I do, Steve? Tell me. Before this, I didn't know, and now I just he's plugged straight into my brain. I do whatever he says. I was like, that's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous.
People like to live in imagination.
For Gavin.
Let's see. Oh Lord, there's more of this stuff. All right.
He's too busy looking at blouses. It's funny. I don't know. The whole Michelle Obama sharing a room with her brother until he went to high school, that schwicks me out something terrible. I mean, when they're little, like really little, I can see it. Hi, Elephant. But once you're like older, no, stop. Like once you hit around like 8 or 9, it's time to separate. Like maybe like a year or two before that even. We didn't have the room. I moved into the living room. Oh well. Connor got a room. Katie got a room. I wasn't going to make them share ever. He shared with me. He had his bed on one side. We had a divider. My bed was on the other. At one point, I was like, I was desperate enough that I was looking at my walk-in closet going, I was like, it's pretty big. I could fit a bed, maybe a little dresser in there. I was like, nah, just move into the living room. Sin said I tuned into The View for about 5 seconds to see what it was about, and I physically became ill. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I have an actual visceral reaction to these women. And I mean, I used to watch them. When I was pregnant with Connor, I watched them, and it didn't bother me. They didn't really get controversial. They just kind of had, they did the talk show thing. They'd have stars on. They'd talk about their music, their movies. There was like very little, politics, because they gave up a lot of political talk for a while because of the big shitstorm between Rosie O'Donnell and the one quote unquote conservative chick that was on the panel. And they did a split screen. That's when she supposedly quit. I think she got fired, but they were fine. They used to they did politics, and then they had the big blow up, then they left it. And it was good for a while. I even took my mother to a viewing of The View for her birthday. She got to see Rod Stewart. She got a bunch of free stuff. We had a great time. Nothing controversial was said. And now you turn on it, it's just like, it's like going to an old age home and you have all the old biddies who no longer take their estrogen sitting around remembering shit wrong, just bitching at one another. Like that's what they look like. They're just mean. They're just mean girls. Just mean old women who all don't own a mirror because they're like, oh, you see how he looks, bitch? You see how you look? Like if we want to get personal, I can get personal. I could make you cry. Like Whoopi looks like she's starring. She wants a role in that movie. What was the movie John Travolta was in where he had all the dreads and the face things? And
oh, I can't remember. I don't remember.
Was it Battlestar Galactica? Was that what it was?
No,
but it was. Oh, I can't. Chat. I know you know it. Tell me what movie that was. But that's what she looks like. She looks like she's going to be like an extra. She's like the poor man's Tina Turner from Thunderdome. Like if we didn't have any Battlefield Earth, thank you, amazing.
That's it. Yep.
There you go. Yeah, I didn't watch that movie. I saw a lot of the trailers and decided no. And I like bad movies, but I was just like, no, I'll skip that one. Thank you. Eugenius knew. Wolfram knew. See, y'all, I love you guys.
Nice.
BKY new.
Well done.
Awesome.
Well
Thank
done,
you.
guys. Well
Scott,
done.
Chat is good. Chat is wise. Chat knows all.
Very cool.
Filters change the way we feel. Blurry lines between what's real. Cool things a thrill we chase. Time's a blur in this fast-paced race. I'm lost in a world of cool things, streaming through my endless dreams. Every frame, a piece of me, it shows. Cool things wherever I go. Like a lit screens call out my name. Pixelated faces play the game. Cool things that are coming in time. I want every one of them to be mine.
All right, cool things time. And yeah, we looked at the new stuff. We also look back at the old stuff too. So it's just cool things in general. Cool things in general. So yes, indeed. We're gonna go back and do some blast from the past cool stuff tonight. And then we'll look at some gadgets, maybe if we got some time. Yeah, we don't serve their kind. Yeah, we don't say, yeah, those robots, those droids, they're not welcome. All right, check it out.
Wait, don't scroll past. What if I told you there was a show about a robot girl who fooled an entire town while wearing the same dress for 4 years, or about a teenager who could freeze time just by touching her fingers together? And yes, there was even a show where kids ran their own nightclub. The 80s weren't just about the A-Team and Knight Rider, folks. There was a whole secret universe of shows that were so specifically Gen X that mentioning them to anyone else gets you nothing but blank stares. Now, these aren't just forgotten shows. These are the ones that make you question whether they actually existed or were just some fever dream from too many pop rocks and new Coke. Welcome to the twilight zone of 80s television, where network executives apparently said yes to everything. So if you spent your afternoons glued to the TV, probably sitting way too close with a bowl of Cookie Crisp in your hand, and mom yelling you'll ruin your eyes, you're about to have some core memories unlocked. But before we dive into these absolutely wild TV experiments, hit that subscribe button, because once we show you our number one pick involving a robot with an access panel in her back who somehow fooled an entire school, you'll want to stick around for more retro TV madness, because trust me, these shows explain so much about why Gen X turned out the way that we did. Now, let's kick things off with the show that perfectly captures peak 80s weirdness. Small Wonder. Imagine this pitch meeting. Okay, so there's this engineer, right, who builds a robot daughter in his basement. Now, stick with me. He's going to dress her in the same red and white pinafore dress every day, and wait for it, sends her to public school. Oh, and she has superhuman strength, but can't understand basic emotions. Cool? Cool. Meet Vicky, the robot girl who lived with the Lawson family and somehow managed to fool everyone, despite walking like C-3PO's awkward cousin and speaking in a monotone that would make Siri sound emotional. She had an access panel in her back, people. How did she ever change for gym class? Let me walk you through a typical episode. Vicky would take everything literally, and I mean everything. Someone tells her to keep an eye on something, she'd remove her robotic eye and place it on whatever she was supposed to watch. Tell her to break a leg before school play, well, you can imagine how that went. But here's where it gets weird. As the show went on and actress Tiffany Brissett started growing up, the writers had some splaining to do, you know, like Lucy. Their solution was to give her the ability to eat and drink, explaining that the food passed through her naturally. They dedicated an entire episode to teaching a robot about digestion. The show even had a running subplot about the nosy neighbors constantly trying to prove Vicky was a robot. I mean, these people watched her bend steel bars, lift furniture with one hand, and compute complex mathematics instantly, yet somehow never gathered enough evidence. It's like they were running the world's least effective investigation. Small Wonder, by the way, ran for 4 seasons, and each one got progressively weirder.
Oh my God, painful.
By the end, they had episodes about Vicky developing ESP, learning to dream, and even meeting another robot kid. Because apparently, one robot child passing as human wasn't complicated enough. Now, if you thought a robot girl was wild, buckle up for Out of This World. This show asked the question, what if we gave a teenager the power to freeze time and made Burt Reynolds her alien dad? Because apparently that's just what they did in the 80s. Meet Evie Garland, your typical teenager, except for the whole half alien with the power to freeze time thing. On her 13th birthday, she discovers she can stop time by touching her fingers together. And who explains this to her? Her dad, who lives in a glowing cube and sounds suspiciously like the guy from Smokey and the Bandit. Every episode was basically a masterclass in how not to use time-stopping powers responsibly. Bad hair day, well, freeze time and fix it. Awkward kiss coming up, freeze time to practice. Test you forgot to study, you guessed it, freeze time and peek at everyone else's answers. The real kicker, though, was the show ended on a massive cliffhanger where Evie's mom accidentally got transported to her dad's alien planet. Yeah, that's right, they left us hanging. And let's not even get started on the episode where Evie tried to freeze time during a school dance and had to unfreeze everyone one by one. Talk about a party foul. Now let's talk about the show that made puppet aliens cool way before Baby Yoda.
Except he ate cats.
Now, this wasn't just any alien show. This was a sitcom about a furry alien from planet Melmac who crash landed into suburban America and developed an obsession with cats as food. Alf, or Gordon Shumway if you're fancy about it, was basically what would happen if you combined a Muppet with a New York taxi driver and gave him an appetite for cats. The show followed his life with the Tanner family, who somehow managed to hide a 3-foot-tall talking alien in their house for 4 years without anyone noticing, but I digress. Hilarious. Every episode was a masterclass in controlled chaos. Alf would try to order pizza under fake names like Rocky Balboa, attempt to contact other aliens using household appliances, or nearly expose himself to the neighbors in increasingly ridiculous ways. Oh, and let's not forget his failed attempts to eat Lucky, the family cat. The show even spawned an animated series explaining Alf's life on Melmac before it exploded. Yeah, his entire planet exploded because everyone plugged in their hair dryers at the same time, and that's what I would call a very bad hair day. But here's where it gets really interesting. Alf became such a cultural phenomenon that he had his own talk show, cartoon series, comic books, and even a 900 number where you could call and talk to Alf. He was basically the Baby Yoda of the 80s, just with more cat-eating jokes and less force powers. And yes, we do know his name is Grogu, just run with it, okay? Now let's talk about the show that was basically Fame meets Saved by the Bell meets a fever dream. Kids Incorporated. Imagine a world where kids not only ran their own nightclub, but also broke into perfect choreographed musical numbers to solve all their problems. It's High School Musical, guys. It's High School Musical. This wasn't just any kid show. This was a full-blown production factory that gave us Fergie, Jennifer Love Hewitt, and Mario Lopez. That's right. Before Black Eyed Peas,
I haven't forgiven them yet.
And before Saved by the Bell, these future stars were belting out covers in a nightclub run by children. The club was called The Place, not because they were trying to be cool, but because the A burned out in Palace. And somehow nobody ever questioned why a bunch of kids were running a professional music venue. The show treated this like it was completely normal. Like, oh yeah, of course those 12-year-olds have their own nightclub. Doesn't everybody? Every episode followed the same magical formula. Kid has problem, kid sings about problem, problem magically resolves itself, everyone celebrates with another song. Bad grade, time for a power ballad. Fight with your friend, do the rock anthem. Lost
Didn't
your
everybody
homework,
do that?
Better believe that calls for a musical number with backup dancers. And finally, let's talk about Perfect Strangers.
Balky!
That not only gave us the iconic Dance of Joy, but also spawned one of the most successful spin-offs in TV history. This was the story of Larry Appleton and his distant cousin, Balky Bartakamus, from the fictional Mediterranean island of Mypos. Balky arrived in Chicago with nothing but a sheep wool vest and endless optimism, leading to some of the most quotable moments in 80s TV. But here's the real kicker. This show gave us Family Matters. Yeah, Perfect Strangers elevator operator Harriet Winslow was so popular that she got her own show. And that show introduced us to Steve Urkel, arguably the biggest nerd icon of the 90s. And there you have it. 5 shows that proved the 80s were absolutely fearless when it came to television. From robot daughters to time-freezing teens, from alien puppets to kid nightclub owners, these shows weren't just weird. They were wonderfully, gloriously even, insane. These weren't just TV shows. They were fever dreams that somehow made it past network executives. And you know what? Television was better for it. These shows dared to be different in ways that modern TV wouldn't even attempt. If you remember any of these shows, congratulations. You're officially part of the secret club of 80s TV survivors. Drop a TV emoji in the comments if you ever tried to freeze time like Evie. Check your friends for access panels after watching Small Wonder, or perform the dance of joy in public. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because trust me, we've got more wild TV history to uncover.
The 1980s. Bold, vibrant, and unforgettable. Growing up during this decade meant living in a world full of cassette tapes, arcade games, neon fashion, and Saturday morning cartoons. From the quirky trends to the toys and gadgets that defined a generation, these were the moments that made childhood magic. In this video, we're exploring 50 things only those who grew up in the 1980s. Remember, stick around. You might just relive your favorite memories. 1. Cassette tapes and mixtapes.
Hell yeah.
Before playlists and streaming, we lived for cassette tapes. Whether you were recording your favorite songs off the radio, timing it just right to avoid the DJ's voice, or crafting the perfect mixtape for your crush.
That's a skill. I don't care what anybody
says. More than just music. They were personal. Tangled tape and rewinding with a pencil, just part of the charm. 2. Saturday morning cartoons. The 80s turned Saturday mornings into magic. Kids would wake up early, grab a bowl of sugary cereal, and settle in for hours of animated adventures like He-Man, The Smurfs, and G.I. Joe. There were no streaming services or DVRs. If you missed it, you missed it. The joy of those mornings was unmatched. 3.
If you had HBO, you got Fraggle Rock.
The Sony Walkman revolutionized the way we listen to music. Portable, sleek, and paired with those foam-covered headphones, it gave you the freedom to carry your favorite songs wherever you went. Whether it was a mixtape or the latest album from Madonna or Michael Jackson, your Walkman was the ultimate status symbol. 4. Arcade games. Before home consoles took over, arcades were the place to be. With a pocket full of quarters, you could conquer Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, or Galaga. Neon lights, the sounds of coins clinking, and the thrill of chasing high scores made arcades a social hub and a playground for 80s kids. 5. Blockbuster video rentals. A trip to Blockbuster was a family event, wandering the aisles of VHS tapes, debating which movie to pick, and grabbing popcorn at the counter made movie night feel special. Those Be Kind Rewind stickers were a constant reminder of the little rituals that made 80s video rentals unforgettable. 6. Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube was the ultimate challenge in the 80s.
When they
this
had
brightly
stickers.
colored puzzle became a worldwide craze, testing the patience of kids and adults alike. Some mastered it, others gave up, and a few peeled off the stickers to solve it. Whether it was on your desk or in your backpack, having one meant you were part of the trend. 7. Trapper Keepers. The Trapper Keeper wasn't just a school supply, it was a statement.
Mine had a
with
puppy on it.
vibrant designs, a secure Velcro closure, and the ability to hold all your assignments. It made you the envy of your classmates. From unicorns to abstract neon patterns, picking the perfect Trapper Keeper was a back-to-school ritual every 80s kid loved. 8. Atari 2600. Before the Nintendo
still have
Entertainment
mine.
System, the Atari
And all the
2600
games.
brought video games into living rooms. Games like Pong, Frogger, and Space Invaders became instant classics, and that simple joystick with one red button was iconic. The graphics were basic, but for 80s kids, it was pure gaming magic. 9. Neon clothes. The 80s were unapologetically bold, and neon
Dear
clothes
God.
were everywhere. Bright pinks, greens, oranges, and yellows lit up wardrobes, making every outfit impossible to miss. From workout gear to casual wear, neon was a must-have for anyone wanting
the
to
crooked
stay on
belts.
trend. It was loud,
That was a trend.
fun, and completely 80s. 10. Boom boxes. The The boombox wasn't just for music, it was a cultural icon. These massive portable radios blasted your favorite tunes wherever you went. Whether you carried one on your shoulder or used it for a neighborhood dance battle, boomboxes turned every gathering into a party. Heavy? Yes. Worth it? Absolutely. 11. Jelly shoes.
Night,
Plastic,
Scott.
colorful, and slightly uncomfortable jelly shoes were a staple of 80s fashion. Kids loved their translucent
God, the
look, and the way
blisters.
they sparkled in the
Dear
sun.
God.
They came in every color imaginable and paired perfectly with neon socks or bare feet. Sure, they made your feet sweaty, but in the 80s, style trumped comfort. 12. Leg warmers.
They rubbed your skin
Product
raw.
of the aerobics craze, leg warmers went from gym wear to everyday fashion.
Oh, geez,
Thanks
we
to
got
Jane
the
Fonda
lightning.
workout videos,
The
they became a
storm probably
must-have
arrived.
accessory, whether you were exercising or just hanging out. Worn over leggings, jeans, or even
Leg
bare
warmers were
legs, they
awesome.
added flair to any outfit and kept the 80s vibe alive. 13. Cabbage Patch Kids. The Cabbage Patch Kids craze swept through the 80s like wildfire. These chubby-cheeked dolls, each with a unique name and adoption certificate, were the must-have toy of the decade. Parents battled in stores to get one for their kids, and owning one made you the star of the playground.
Oh, that's
14.
Cameron.
Scratch
That's
and sniff stickers.
the one from Full House.
Few things were more exciting than collecting scratch and sniff stickers. From fruity scents to oddball smells
Oh,
like
yeah.
pizza or popcorn. These stickers
We had
turned
books of
notebooks
those,
into
remember?
sensory experiences.
You buy the
Trading
sticker
them
book
with
and
friends
then
at school was a
you
big
collected them.
deal. And having
Uh-huh.
the rarest ones in your collection was a badge
The
of honor.
popcorn one was my
15.
favorite. I
Lisa
love that
Frank's
one.
School Supplies.
Oh, yeah,
Lisa
popcorn was
Frank
good.
brought rainbows,
Mhm.
unicorns, and dolphins into the classroom. Her vibrant, glittery designs decorated folders, notebooks, and pencil cases, turning ordinary school supplies into
I had
works of
those,
art.
too.
Every kid who owned Lisa
probably
Frank
still have
gear
those
felt
in a
like they were bringing
suitcase
a
somewhere.
little bit of magic to their school day. 16. Garbage Pail Kids.
Hell
Gross,
yeah!
hilarious, and totally addictive, Garbage Pail Kids trading cards were the anti-Cabbage Patch Kids. Featuring
Drunken
characters like
Ken.
Adam Bomb
I
and
remember.
Leaky Lindsay, these collectible cards combined grotesque humor with clever puns. Trading them at school or hiding them from teachers was a
likes
rite
that
of
one.
passage for 80s kids. 17. Polaroid cameras. In the 80s, Polaroid
For the
cameras were
degenerate
pure
in you.
magic. Snap a photo, hear the whirring sound, and watch the image slowly develop before your eyes. Whether capturing family moments or goofy selfies with
Chevy.
friends, Polaroids were an instant hit.
That was you,
Shaking
Lori.
the picture while it developed, that was just part of the fun. 18. Waterbeds.
House.
In the 80s, a waterbed was the ultimate status symbol. These wavy mattresses were seen as futuristic.
Yeah, these are the
and
original cool
luxurious,
things.
And kids loved the novelty of bouncing on
waterbed.
them.
You
Sure,
can get
they
in,
were
but
hard
you
to
can't
move
get
and
out.
prone to leaks, but having one made you feel like you were living in the lap of 80s luxury. 19. Friendship
So you
pins.
sprung a leak.
Friendship pins were tiny works of art made from colorful beads strung onto safety pins. Kids would decorate
yeah,
their
we didn't do
shoelaces
that
or
shit.
backpacks with them, exchanging them with friends as a sign of loyalty. Simple yet meaningful, they were a
So we did
creative
the
way to show
bracelets.
someone you cared in the 80s. 20. Slap bracelets.
I love
Accessories
those.
were as exciting
I
as slap
still love
bracelets.
those, to be
Made from
honest.
flexible metal covered in
I
colorful
have them.
fabric. They straightened out until you slapped them onto your wrist, where they curled snugly into place. They came in endless patterns and colors and were so popular that many schools banned them for being distracting. We're halfway through
I
our trip
love
back
them.
to the 80s. Which memory has stood out for you so far? Was it the arcade games or those iconic Walkmans? Let me know in the comments below.
We should
And if
resell
you're
those
loving
now
this
and call them
nostalgic
fidget,
journey, don't forget to like the video and stick
assistive
around.
devices.
There's more to come. 21. Viewmaster. The Viewmaster was like a tiny portal to another world. You'd pop in
Oh
a
my
reel,
God.
peer through the lenses, and click the lever to cycle through 3D images of everything from
Anybody else
cartoons
have
to
that
famous landmarks. It was a
round
simple yet magical way
cardboard
to
box
explore.
that those
And every
came in
80s
and you
kid
kept
had their
everything in that
favorite
big box?
reel. 22. Caboodles. Every 80s girl needed
Oh, I
a
had those.
caboodles. These
They never stayed
pastel-colored
closed.
plastic organizers, originally
Never.
inspired by tackle boxes, held everything from makeup to hair accessories. With compartments and trays
The-
that flipped open, they were
Mhm.
stylish,
That's where I kept all my makeup
functional, and absolutely
that I wasn't
essential
allowed
for
to wear.
keeping your collection of scrunchies and glitter eyeshadow in order. 23. Glow worms. Glow worms were the perfect bedtime companion.
Oh, I
These
had one
soft,
of
cuddly toys had a face that lit up when you squeezed them.
It
creating
never
a
lit up
comforting
like
glow
that,
for
ever.
kids afraid of the dark. Whether you hugged it to sleep or
It was
used
like
it as
holding
a
a
nightlight,
candle in a
glowworms were
hurricane.
beloved
Like,
80s
no.
treasure. 24. ET craze. After E.T. the Extraterrestrial captured hearts in 1982, the world went E.T. crazy.
I had the E.T.
Yeah,
Atari.
dude.
That was a really good game.
Pieces. E.T.'s
That was
favorite
hard to
snack.
beat.
His influence was everywhere. Kids reenacted the famous bike flying scene and repeated "Phone Home" endlessly. E.T. wasn't just a movie; he was a phenomenon. 25. Mall culture. The mall was the place to be in the 80s. It wasn't just about shopping; it was where you hung out with friends.
Yep. Oops. Sorry. Hold on. Sorry.
I was like, oh, that was abrupt. Those Cabbage Patch Kids, they showed all white Cabbage Patch Kids. My first one was black.
Records.
That was the only one my father could find.
Corners. Malls were the social hubs of the decade.
I loved her.
Teenage life. 26. The MTV boom. When
Hell
MTV
yeah!
launched in 1981, it changed pop culture forever. Music videos became an art form, and kids were glued to their screens watching icons like Madonna, Michael Jackson, and Prince. With its bold
time I
logo
turned it
and
on,
"I Want My
Poison was on.
MTV" slogan, the channel became the heartbeat of 80s music and style. 27. Hair crimpers. Straight hair, not in the 80s.
I hated
hair
them.
crimpers
Oh my
turned
God.
ordinary locks into zigzagged waves, creating a bold and funky
fried
look
my hair
that
with
matched
those.
the decade's energy.
Ooh, that's
Paired
Brooke
with
Shields.
teased bangs and lots of hairspray, crimped hair was a go-to style for school dances, concerts, and everyday flair.
Mhm,
28.
horrible
Paper
look.
fortune tellers.
Horrible.
Paper fortune tellers were the DIY fun of the 80s. You'd fold a
taught
piece
my
of
son
paper
how to
into a
make
little
those.
contraption that predicted your future, like who you'd marry or how many kids you'd
These were
have.
all
Kids would
insulting.
decorate them with bright colors and silly outcomes, making every recess a fortune-telling adventure. 29. The Oregon Trail. Computer
Oh,
class
I
in the
remember
80s wasn't
that.
complete without the Oregon Trail. This educational
Holy
game
crap.
taught kids about pioneer life, though most just tried to avoid dying of dysentery. Hunting for food and crossing rivers became serious challenges, making this
I don't remember that at
pixelated
all.
journey an unforgettable
You don't
part
remember
of
that?
growing
Oh my
up.
God.
Nope.
30. Choose your own adventure.
That I
books.
remember. I had
Reading
these.
became interactive with choose your
I didn't
own
have those.
adventure books. You controlled the story, making decisions that led to wildly different outcomes, sometimes success, sometimes disaster. These books were thrilling and unpredictable, giving kids the
probably would've
feeling
liked
of
them.
being in charge of their own epic tales. 31. Koosh balls. Koosh balls were simple
I
yet
used to
endlessly
love
entertaining.
those.
Made of soft, rubbery strands, they were perfect for fidgeting.
They last about 10
tossing, or
minutes. I used to
catching.
pull them
Their
until
unique
every single
texture
piece
and bright
broke.
colors made them a must-have toy in the late 80s. Loved for their versatility and fun design. 32. Hacky sack.
Oh, the
A
heck.
hacky
Hacky
sack was a staple of
sacks.
80s recess and hangouts. This small bean-filled
I
ball
think all of us
challenged
had
kids
those in
to
our
keep it in the
backpack or
air
our
using
pocket.
only their feet. Whether you were a solo player or part of a circle, it was a test of
Didn't use 'em,
coordination,
just had 'em.
Yeah, probably.
patience, and pure 80s cool. 33. Troll dolls. These
That's my
tiny
favorite in
figurines
the
of
world.
crazy,
I
colorful
love
hair
trolls.
Became a massive hit in the 80s. Kids collected them in every size and color, often decorating their desks or backpacks with them.
The only place you
whether
can
it was
find
for
this now
good
are
luck
online.
or just fun.
I
Troll
know.
dolls
I
were
love
a
my
quirky
trolls.
part of 80s
They always
childhood.
stay.
34. Chia pets. Chia.
Chia,
These clay
chia.
figurines that sprouted green hair were everywhere in the 80s. Whether it was a lamb, a human face, or even an ET design, growing a chia pet was oddly satisfying. It was part decoration, part science project, and entirely unforgettable.
Right.
35.
I still call
Pogo
my friend
balls.
Ryan Chia.
Pogo balls were a balanced challenge that
Oh
every
my
80s kid loved.
God, I almost
You'd
broke
stand
my
on the
face
plastic
on one of
platform
those.
with a rubber ball
They
in the
can never,
middle
you can
and
never
bounce
get as high
around
as they
like
do
a
on the
kangaroo.
commercials.
It wasn't the easiest toy to master, but once you did, you felt unstoppable.
Master. I couldn't master
36.
balance on
Milk
flat
carton
floor.
missing kids. In the 80s,
Oh, yeah.
milk cartons became a stark reminder of real-world issues, featuring pictures of missing children to raise awareness. While sobering, these images were a common
Now I look
sight at
back, I'm
breakfast
like, were they
tables,
missing
sparking
pictures to
conversations about
find them, or
safety
were
and
they for the
community.
people to shop around for the
37.
kids
Sweet
they
Valley
wanted?
High books. The Sweet Valley High series was the ultimate teen drama in book
Oh,
form. Following
I
the
read
lives
those.
of twins Jessica and
I did
Elizabeth
not.
Wakefield, these paperbacks
Those
explored
and
high
Judy
school
Blume.
crushes, rivalries, and adventures. Every 80s teen had at least one on their shelf, devouring the juicy
Nope.
stories after school.
I never
Judy
had any.
Blume, where I learned all my life lessons.
Cool and stylish, fanny packs were the accessory of the 80s. Worn around the waist, they held everything from
Never
snacks
had one of those
to
either.
cassette tapes, freeing your hands for more important things like arcade games or
Fanny
roller
packs.
skating.
God, they're
Bright
still
colors
around.
and
My
bold
mother has
patterns
one.
made them as much a fashion
Fredo
statement
wears
as a
one every
utility.
day.
At
I'm like, oh
39,
God.
sliding across floors in socks. Thanks
Hell
to Risky
yeah.
Business and Tom Cruise, every kid in the 80s tried sliding across hardwood floors in their socks.
You know how many
It
times
was
I
the
fell?
ultimate way to mimic movie coolness. And even if you crashed
So
into
many.
furniture, it was totally worth it. 40, Peach Pit lip gloss. Every 80s girl had Peach Pit lip gloss. With its fruity
I did
scent
not.
and shiny
Bifungal.
finish, it was a
Nope.
must-have beauty accessory. These tiny pots of gloss were often shared among friends, making them both a style staple and a social connection. 41.
I didn't have those.
Reebok
I had those
pumps.
little Avon
Reebok
samples.
pumps were the ultimate sneaker
They're like an
flex in
inch
the late
high.
80s. With a little inflatable
Oh my God,
button on
those
the
used to
tongue, you could
explode.
pump
Remember
up your
that?
shoes for a custom fit.
I had one
They
of
were
those.
expensive, but every kid who had them felt like a basketball superstar.
But you could
42.
over pump them, then
Candy
all
cigarettes.
that weird powder would come
Controversial
shooting
but
out.
wildly popular, candy cigarettes were a cheeky way for kids to mimic grown-ups.
I love those.
These
I still
chalky
love
sticks
those.
often came with a red
Just a
tip to look
tad.
lit. While they wouldn't
I
fly
love
today in
them
the
though.
80s, they were
It's
a
like
playground
eating
staple.
chalk, but they're
Training.
so good.
3.
They're like
Shrinky dinks.
training cigarettes.
Shrinky dinks
Well,
turned
you know,
every kid
I learned
into an
well.
artist. You'd color plastic sheets, cut them out, and bake them in
Was
the
that
oven.
Holly House?
Watching them curl and shrink into tiny hardened charms was magical, and kids
I still
proudly
have
wore their
those.
creations on
Rainbow
necklaces
Bright.
or
There you go.
keychains. 44. Sit and spin.
I had that.
Sit
I
and
love
spin
that
was a
thing.
dizzying toy that provided
Mhm.
endless fun. Kids would sit on the circular base,
Yeah,
grip
not
the
stable
handle,
at
and
all.
spin themselves into
Yep.
a whirlwind
had
of
one?
laughter. It was simple, silly,
I don't think I ever
and
had
perfect
one, but
for
I
burning
definitely
off
played with
energy
one.
on a rainy day.
Did you tip
45.
over? Because
Scratch
that
off
was the
lottery
hard part.
tickets.
Stay and not tipped
Didn't
over.
play. Scratch-off lottery tickets were everywhere in the 80s. Adults loved the thrill of scratching
That
off
was
the
Pete
silver
Scolari.
coating to reveal prizes, and kids would often
From Bosom
help,
Buddies.
hoping for a win. It was an affordable excitement that filled convenience store
I
counters.
still love
46.
scratch offs. That's
Bonkers
instant
candy.
happy.
Bonkers candy was a chewy,
So
fruity
one thing
treat
that
with a
lasted.
bold burst of flavor in
Bonkers.
the middle. The over-the-top commercials featuring collapsing walls and wild reactions.
Those were
made them a
great.
hit.
Those
They were
commercials. They were
short-lived, but left
hilarious.
a lasting impression on anyone who tried them. 47.
Remember she'd
Big
get
hair.
hit with like a tidal
The
wave
bigger,
of juice.
the
It'd be
better.
hilarious.
Big hair ruled the 80s with teased
Rolled
bends,
over by a
years of
strawberry.
hairspray, and crimped styles taking center stage. Whether you were at school, a concert,
Yeah,
or
girl, go ahead.
hair was a key part
That
of
was
the
my
decade's
hair.
bold
Right
aesthetic.
there. The
48.
blonde.
Jolt Cola. Marketed as having all the
Oh,
sugar and twice
all
the
the sugar,
caffeine,
twice the
Jolt Cola
caffeine.
became the soda
Heart
of choice
attack in a
for
can.
kids looking for a
Jesus.
sugar rush. Its rebellious branding and intense buzz made it a legend among gamers, students, and anyone pulling an all-nighter. 49.
Anybody stupid
TV
enough to go
antennas.
drink it.
Before
Okay.
cable, adjusting the rabbit ears on your TV was a common struggle. Whether you were trying to catch the latest episode of Knight Rider or
Look at
tuning
the
into
dial.
Saturday morning cartoons,
dial.
finding the perfect angle was an art form and part of the 80s experience. 50.
Well, if you had a
Bubble
kid, you
tape.
made them stand there and hold on to
Bubble
the
gum.
antenna
For
the
you,
whole,
not
you know,
them.
thing.
Bubble tape made chewing gum fun with its unique dispenser and outrageous
Okay, they still
flavors.
sell that.
Kids loved pulling out long strips to share
And
or
it still
not,
tastes
and
like
seeing
crap.
just how much they could chew at once. It was a sweet ending to the
You
80s.
taste the
That wraps
powder
up our walk
on it.
down memory lane. 50 unforgettable things only 80s kids will remember. Which one brought back the strongest memories for you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to
Yep,
subscribe for
we
more
know.
nostalgic videos. And check out our next one for
Which
even
one brought back the best memories for you?
Ooh, Snipperoonie said I like Big
Jolt
League
as well.
Chew. Go ahead, what?
Yeah, I remember Big League Chew. Yep.
Hell yeah. That
Great.
big packet.
Mm-hmm.
They were so good. We had great candy. We had those the whistle pops. Remember those? The lollipops that had the end that like slipped out and you go. Remember those?
Mm-hmm.
I love those. For Christmas I got a box of vintage candy and I split it up for everybody. For my mother, her husband, and my two kids. And I gave each one what I thought they would like. It was a stocking stuffer. It was like a, throwaway gift because I figured, that's what they spent the most time like oohing and eyeing over. Oh my God, oh my God, Boston baked beans. Oh my God, lemon heads. Oh, yeah, it was just like, okay. And my kids are sitting there. It's the adults, by the way, sitting there getting all, oh my God, look at that. The kids were like, all right, it's candy. Yeah, okay, here. And I gave my son remember the little bottles, the wax bottles with that, I'm not going to call it juice, but that sugar water inside that you snap the top off of. And if you were smart, you put a hole in the other end with a pin so you could drink it. Otherwise, you sat there like you were sucking the water out of a rock. It was like nothing. Nothing. They were so excited. My son was like, there was like a drop of liquid in that. Yeah, that was a lot of work. Yeah, I mean, we weren't afraid of hard work. Like, what the hell? Y'all kids have two things too easy. You don't know the struggle of having like a can of soda that you had to pull the thing up and then physically peel the entire metal tab back and off the can. They don't know about that. Before, just the one that you just flick the tab up and push it in. Remember the ones that you could pull off? You know how many times I got cut doing that? Or you just step on one wherever, because they used to just throw them wherever. But they don't know the struggle. They don't get it. They just don't get it, guys. They don't get it. Wait a minute. Sin, really? I love wax lips and mustaches. There's a town in Hollywood, a town in Hollywood. There's a town in Nevada with a strip with lots of people with wax lips and mustaches. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. And then make chains out of the can tabs. Yes. Okay, these kids don't know about putting cards in your wheel on your bike to make it make noise. They have no idea how to do stuff like that. Like, we made ourselves extra annoying. It was glorious. It really was. Like, if you could ruin something, we found a way. Well, we thought we made it better, but the adults didn't. Listen, nothing brings me back like lawn darts. There's nothing like gathering with your family and friends and throwing projectiles that could kill them directly at them when you're pissed off at a barbecue. It's amazingly helpful. Great outlet. Great outlet. Shenigram. They don't know what clothespins are. They don't know what clotheslines are. People don't hang their clothes out anymore. Could you imagine if I first of all, I don't want to hang the clothes from this house outside because somebody's going to take a video and be like, what the hell are these people wearing? What the hell? But yeah, they don't know what any of that stuff is. It's weird. I don't know. I miss the smell of sheets that just came in off the line from outside. You could smell the sunshine. Oh, it was so good. They don't know. They don't know. I'll drown on nostalgia. You know that. I will literally put that's where I live, man.
We can't drown for too long because it's
Our top winner in the showcase is Gay. And our runner-up today is Jose. And would you please show them showcase number 1?
This showcase begins with this beautiful new living room.
I would get them taken off the air now.
Rich showing and plush, comfortable design come together to create the Prairie View Durapilla Bar Collection from Ashley. Sit back and relax in mission-style comfort from the Ashley companies. And this new carpeting from Carpet One Floor and Home, 55 square yards of Liz Claiborne home carpeting designed for style and made for living at Carpet One Floor and Home. And for your living room, there's this brand new rear projection high-definition TV.
He's definitely gay. Look at what he just had.
Pictures of this 46-inch 3 LCD rear projection HD TV. And get off the couch and enjoy the outdoors on these brand new motorcycles. The Kawasaki Vulcan 900 custom motorcycle offers clean styling with exceptional acceleration. And this showcase can be yours if the price is right.
Do you wish to bid or pass, Gay?
I'm going to pass.
You will pass to Jose. What's your bid, Jose, on this showcase?
My foot up your ass. Yes, girl. That's got me with a good time.
Everything. Give me your bid, Joe.
He's like the pressure.
Jose, what do you bid?
I'll bid $250,000.
$250?
$250,000.
$250,000? Think about that for a moment now.
Woo! Wait.
Bro, $2,500.
$60,000.
$60,000. That's your bid?
Gay is like, I won.
$60,000 a bid. Gay, this is your showcase.
Hey, your showcase can be yours if the price is right.
All right, Gay, what do you bid on your showcase?
Well, not back then.
$1.
$1
See?
is your bid. The audience approves.
I'm telling you, I should have written for all these shows.
Oh, excitement is running high. Gay, you bid $1 on your showcase.
Notice she has
Actual
the
retail
blueprint and he
price
has
of
the
her
pink one.
showcase, $28,898.
Little
A
signal
difference
there.
of $28,897. Now over to Jose. Jose, you bid
Motorcycles were probably about
$60,000 on your showcase. Actual retail price of Jose's showcase, $20,685. You win. Congratulations.
I hate that I have to make this video, but I've been constantly being harassed. There's a lot of dudes like me that have been just trying to get yoked, and you're just constantly being harassed. It's pretty much a guarantee. She's going to stare over, and there it is.
Can you not film me while you're doing whatever it is
Sorry,
that
I don't
is?
even know if she would see what I was doing.
Everyone
if she wasn't constantly
sees what you're
looking over in
doing.
my direction. Yeah. Obviously, you can tell that right now she's trying to smash. She's looking.
Bro!
Oh, she's coming over again. Can't get away from them.
Hey, is this your weight?
Yeah,
I'm gonna move it.
I can move my own weights, actually. Thank you very much. This is very common occurrence. They will try to move the weights for you.
Okay, well, it's on my bag. You put your weight on my bag, so I'm just gonna move that.
Location for weights where they should be. I just wish all these girls would just get out of here.
Excuse me, do you have a problem? You just keep like muttering stuff under your breath.
Yeah, it's called working out.
It's like it's very sexual.
Oh, here we go. And okay, now she's staring again. In a perfect world, I'd go to prison. It's the only place I could probably work out in peace without being sexually harassed. And pervert, just looking at me, thinking about all the things she wants to do to my body.
I can hear you.
Hopefully I can get through one rep without being intervened on.
Okay, I don't want to talk to you, but I gotta be. You're gonna hurt yourself.
I've been working out for a long time, so thank you.
Okay. You can't just move the
right there.
You can't just move the bike to the middle of the room.
Please. You know, it's my 1 hour of day. I just want.
I've just never seen a workout like this.
You know, this isn't my first day. This isn't my first rodeo. I've been working out for a long time. Appreciate the help. I really do. And if I do need a personal trainer, I'll let you know. I'm gonna train you. Asking your ass. You keep talking that smack, you're gonna break some fucking stuff tonight.
Come on, bro. There's other people here. What are you doing?
Excuse me, miss.
Come on.
I've headphones in. Not everyone's talking to you all the time.
You don't.
Can I please
though.
work out in peace?
You don't. You don't have headphones.
Truck going up for the stair counter. Climb up here. It's the only place that I can get a bit of a workout in peace.
Okay, I'm actually gonna have to tell the staff now.
Yeah, I'm actually going to tell the staff too, so I'd love that. If you don't mind, please, if you don't mind, tell them. I actually have footage of what happened today. This is all documented.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is the guy right here.
Hey, yes, sir. Hey, I'm glad you're here. This is the one that's been harassing me. I have it all on tape. I hope that girl never reproduces again. Someone needs to put a sock in her vagina.
Oh, oh my God.
No, that was real.
For the sock in the vagina. Alrighty. Oh God. All those videos make me laugh. And they're like, oh my God, he won't stop staring at me. Maybe because you went to a gym wearing a thong and a like bikini top and you're doing squats. I'd be staring too. In fact, I'd probably be on the floor going, do another one. You got it in you. It's fine. Like, go ahead, go for it. Feel the burn. No pain, no gain. Oh my God. Oh my God, like they totally sexualized me. Well, your nipples were showing, so they would.
Man, I really stand with Ukraine. I wonder if people know just how much I stand with Ukraine.
Oh, God.
Hey, Greg, psst, over here. Greg, you see me?
Yeah, Bill?
Hey, Greg. You know, I really, oh no, this is weird. Was I really going to just tell him that I stand with Ukraine? And now I'm just thinking to myself while staring at him wordlessly. Oh, this is super weird. Just say something. Sports.
Your eyes
Sure,
look
Bill.
pretty.
Sports.
Maybe I could. I did it. I really did it. Now people know I'm a good person. Oh, no. How is this possible? I can't be drafted. I'm 40 years old. I have kids. I was recently hit by a bus. I just wanted to show that I was a good person, not actually be a good person.
Based on a new federal order, when you post in support of a foreign war, you will automatically be drafted to fight in that war. Thank you for volunteering, patriots.
That should be the rule. What have I done?
You cocked it up, dude. Snipper.
Are you a purveyor of fine goods and a patron of quality entertainment?
Oh, God.
Well, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. The situation is bad. Bad to the bone. Not bad to the bone. That's good bad. I'm talking bad. Everybody's getting ill. Aw, sick. Not sick ill. I'm talking about bad ill. What I'm trying to say is that we need to pump up the jam. America is less healthy than ever before.
That's just real sad. Hope we can find out why.
Yes, Jolt.
Well, that's why I've gathered you all here today. We have a plan to communicate essential dietary information in a simple, easy to understand format.
Well, is it a maze on the back of a cereal box?
Ooh,
Because I feel very strongly that it should be a maze on the back of a cereal box.
I'm sorry, Captain, but no. Riddle me this. What is the indisputable, most memorable shape of all the shapes?
Easy, trapezoid. I love trapezoid.
Rhombus. Plus, it's fun to say. Rhombus. No, and Captain, that's not a shape. The correct answer that we were looking for was pyramid.
Dun, 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 dun.
We are going to release a food pyramid, and that's where you guys come in. We need to come up with all the right foods to put in the right spot. So let's get started. What are the most essential food items that go in the base, the foundation, the very backbone of our diet?
Well, diets are
Sugar.
very complex and do vary from person to person, of course. But I think we can
wait, I
all
said that out
agree
loud.
that some good protein and non-processed foods is really the foundation of us.
Bread.
Excuse me?
Bread is the foundation of everything. It's the foundation of life.
Sure, bread can be fine in certain
Bread is
quantities
life.
depending on how it's processed, but
Shut up, nerd. How much bread do you have enough?
Something reasonable,
I want a clip of that.
like an entire loaf.
an entire loaf?
An entire loaf.
Mateys, let's not forget cereal, okay? It's part of a complete breakfast. It's chock full of vitamins A, B,
Sugar.
C, and
Sugar.
R.
You're not even a pirate. You're clearly deemed as a naval officer. Let's just cut to the chase. How much cereal are we talking about here?
Well, nothing over the top. Something reasonable. So like 11 bowls a day.
Somebody better
11
flip
bowls a
that for
day?
me.
11 bowls a day. Captain, it's an honor to serve under your command.
It's not even a real captain.
Don't disrespect the uniform.
Corn.
corn, while starchy, can be okay in limited quantities.
Shut up, Poindexter.
everything.
Let him finish.
And everything.
I was going to say corn syrup.
All right, how much corn syrup?
All of it.
All of it.
The corn syrup.
All the corn syrup. I love it.
That's what I thought.
This is brilliant. All right, let's keep spitballing. What do you got?
6 cups of pasta.
Va bene.
Captain Crunch's Crunch Berries.
Crunchitize me, Captain.
Rice. 1 bushel.
Captain Crunch's Peanut Butter Crunch.
Soy.
Yeah.
Captain Crunch's Limited Edition Red, White, Blue Crunch.
This is brilliant. But our lawyers have informed me that for legal purposes, we do need to actually include some real foods on the pyramid. So, for the interest of time, why don't we just take them and throw them up there completely random? Dairy,
Meat. Fruits. Oops. All berries. Broccoli.
celery,
No, you guys, it's gotta be
Vegetables.
and finally, for the tip of the pyramid, everything you should eat sparingly: candies, sugars, and fats.
Oh, hold on. All fats are bad?
Look, fats make you fat. It's right in the name, fat. Now, who wants to
Yeah,
toast
instead of
our
plastic
creation?
margarine.
I have this fine vintage bottle of seed oils I have been saving for just
Oh.
such an occasion.
Don't mind if I
Acres away.
delicious.
To America's health.
I'm sorry, I can't endorse this. There's
You'll
nothing
love
that you
it,
can
Sen.
say that can get me to sign off on this farce. I will not, under any circumstances, say that this food pyramid is based on science. This food pyramid is based on science.
There you go. Everybody got a prize.
No one paid me to say this. I will not be
Unfortunately,
taking
we're paying the
questions.
price. I love Babylon Bee. You'll
Well,
love
that
it.
video
Sin.
sure was
They're
satire, but
fucking
this
fantastic.
offer isn't. You know, the food pyramid was never just a pyramid. It was actually just a box of meat. Good
There we
Ranchers
go.
Partners exclusive.
Nice little ad throw in there. I love it.
For Good
You got
Ranchers. Yep.
sponsors. You're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. Who is sponsoring tonight's stream? Looks like T-Rex is still in the lead position.
Nice.
$20. We also
Yep.
had new members.
Yes.
New members. Vice is in second with his new membership and his $5 super chat. And then Amazing Disgrace is there with $5 as well. So thank you so much to the
Awesome.
Ozawi.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Gifted a membership and became a member on YouTube. So there you go. There, so that would make him and Vice is tied. Him and Vice tied. All right. That's where we stand so far.
Libby said that was a young Dr. Fauci. You're not far off.
Yeah, right. That's
There were
surprised
no
they didn't put
puppies being tortured though.
they didn't put vaxes on the food pyramid. Oh, you gotta have those too. Probably will end up there one day if the wrong people get back in charge.
I just want things to get fixed. God. It's sad. We thought that we grew up on like crap food, and God only knew like the stuff that we had was more natural than what they have now.
Right back. Remember the days when all we had to worry about was sugar?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That stuff was, but you see, that stuff was probably there and they just didn't talk about
They didn't call it that.
it. Yeah, I'm sure that was probably half the problem with people and their kids.
I mean,
growing
I
up and having-
wonder the ingredients list. I mean, because you know about like all this stuff. When did they like start having it be mandatory that they actually list the actual ingredients and not like their pseudonyms for things?
I
Because
don't
they
remember.
made up names for things.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, it's all natural. There's nothing natural in there. Nothing natural. Diabetes. I love the way old people say
Okay.
things. Diabetes, diverticulitis. That was a big one. I got the diabetes.
Yeah, you know. Here we go.
Anybody who has a Tesla, sell it. Sell it immediately and sell it for the lowest dollar that you can.
Don't buy Teslas.
Oh my
and if you
God.
have a Tesla, sell your Tesla. If you have neighbors who have Teslas, tell them to sell their Teslas.
Protesting Tesla.
This is the new current.
You realize all those are in short,
Yeah.
right?
Whoa, is this your Tesla?
Yeah, it is. Are you living in my bushes?
A little bit. You need to sell your Tesla.
I don't think I'm going to do that.
Oh, you have to sell it.
Why would I do that?
Because Elon is a Nazi and he's fascistly taking over the government with Doge. So we need to bankrupt Tesla to stop him. So you need to sell your Tesla.
How would that help anything? Tesla already has my money, and if I sell this, then they'll still have my money. It makes no sense. Have you even thought about the economic logistics of your little protest?
You need to sell it or else you're directly supporting a known Nazi.
What?
Nazi!
Wait, I'm confused. Are you for or against Nazis?
I'm against Nazis. You're the one that's for them.
Well, it seems like you're for them. Your sign literally has the word Nazi on it. It's not even crossed out. It looks like you're kind of a fan.
Never really thought about that. But you driving a Tesla is directly supporting fascism. Hey, everyone! This guy's supporting a fascist Nazi dictator, Elon.
You think a guy that's trying to take power away from the government is a fascist dictator?
Yeah.
Bro, have you thought about that?
And everywhere you drive, you are spreading the Naziest version of fascism. Sell your Tesla.
So let me get this straight. Your protest includes trespassing on my property, intimidating me with demands for what you want, and if I don't meet those demands, there will be consequences?
Yes, exactly. To stop fascism. That's why you have to sell it.
So then once I sell the Tesla, I should join you and start protesting against the person who now owns the Tesla. Is that correct?
That would be good.
Is the dye poisoning you? Like, is your blue-haired brain even working?
Look into my eyes. Of course my brain is working.
Wait, is that a wig?
No.
Dude, you're wearing a wig. That's so gay.
So crazy. Sell your Tesla, jerk. You know what? If you keep driving the vehicle of your choice, I will find you wherever you go and vandalize your precious little Cybertruck.
It's got cameras all over it, dipshit. You'll be recorded.
Do all of them have cameras?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that. Shit. I'm probably going to be in some trouble.
Probably.
You're really just going to drive a car made by a Nazi? You're okay with that?
Ma'am, is that your Jetta over there?
Yeah. I don't drive cars made by Nazis.
Did you know that the Volkswagen company was actually started by Nazis in Germany?
That doesn't feel relevant here.
Have a good day, sir.
It's almost like the sign doesn't work.
Oh, don't demonstrate my driveway.
Hey, where are you going? I'm still talking to you.
I'm meeting my wife at the Tesla dealership. We're getting her a new Model 3.
Oh.
And can you move your Jetta? I don't want my neighbors thinking a Nazi lives here.
You fascist scum of the earth. I hope you die and burn in hell, because I want the world to be a better place.
See you later, retard.
Oh my god.
Wow, that was a good
What
one.
year was it? 1997. I think everybody I knew owned either a Honda Civic or a Volkswagen Jetta. Everybody. Literally everybody. Don't menstruate my driveway. Castro.
I don't remember if I showed this one last week or not, but I don't want to have not shown it and then thought I showed it. So, did I show this one last week?
I can't see it. No.
Okay. Well, check
Not
it out.
to my knowledge. Oh, regret. That's what regret looks like. Oh. Oh, I want to do that now so much. Pop up.
You guys
outside my
remember?
mother's window.
Right? That one was good, wasn't it?
I love that. Oh, that made my night.
You guys remember that Harry Sisson guy?
Oh,
Everybody remember Harry Sisson? So evidently Harry Sisson showed off a
Enough.
picture of him and his new girlfriend. He's showing off, you know, like he's a big man.
I'd hide my face too.
All right. So here's the picture. There he is. Look at him. He thinks he's the hot shit, right? Well, this is the video that goes with the picture. So here you go. The truth comes out eventually, doesn't it?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yep, and that's the kind of person you'd think would be a paid shill for the establishment, right?
Yeah, no. Anybody with her
Absolutely.
boob line and that ass, he paid for her to be there. She ain't
That wasn't
picking
her,
him.
anyways.
She ain't
That was
picking him.
that was no her.
No, I know.
You know,
I can't.
you
All
can't.
he ever does is hang out with other soy boys like him. That's all he ever does. Every picture I see him in, he's with other freaking fanooks. Like they're sitting around going, "We're manly men." Wait, where's my purse? Like, stop it. You wear more moisturizer than I do. I can't. I have a skincare routine. Okay. Because I know so many real men who have skincare routines. When they were 13, it was called Proactive. That's what it was. That was their skincare routine. Acne meds. Oh, yeah. We spent a good chunk of change on my brothers with the Proactive because it worked for them. Didn't work for the girls, though. It was weird. Did not work for the girls.
I
They broke
remember.
out
What's
worse.
up? How you doing?
Hey, hard member. I said that way too quick. Anyway.
Or daily dose of internet.
That's a cup of
Oh, that's that cup of
that's a cup of
I could swear that's that one cup. These police were trying to create a barricade for a reason.
Oh my God, there's a truck coming this way. Oh,
Oh no.
Didn't work.
Oh no. Oh my God.
These eagles were trying to build a nest together.
She's like, you bastard. Oh.
He started
Okay, if you
recording
haven't
because he
slid
couldn't
down one of
believe
those,
how
you haven't
squeaky these
lived.
concrete stairs were.
Yeah, that's the stairs.
This guy bought a
And
cheap
Grandpa blamed
TV
it
off
on
of
the dog.
Facebook Marketplace, but for some reason it only shows a Popeye's fast food menu.
Hey, bro. What are we ordering? What are we ordering?
Prayers.
It's not funny, bro.
Better get your money back.
Let's get the signature chicken, bro. Get the signature
His
chicken.
live streamer decided to stand still for
Oh, he's so pissed and hungry.
off of Facebook Marketplace, but for some reason it only shows Marketplace. But this guy bought a cheap TV off of Facebook Marketplace, but for some reason it only shows a Popeye's
Okay.
fast food menu.
Hey, bro. What are we ordering? What are we ordering? It's not funny, bro.
You better get your money back.
Let's get the signature chicken, bro.
Hey, angry.
His live streamer decided to stand still
That's
for
good.
38 hours straight on a busy street corner to see what would happen to him.
Oh, bless.
As soon as he's done, he's about to go to the bar and sled.
Oh no.
Oh man.
People are
These
fucking
officers were
mean.
arguing about whether this guy's lawn was real or not.
That is legit. Like, that's like golf course grass. Oh, no. Look, there's a pin right there holding it. Oh, it is. That was really real. Okay, is this real or fake?
Real.
Real.
It's real fake.
It's real grass.
What are these?
Those are sprinklers.
Those are sprinklers?
It has lights on it.
Oh, bendito.
Everybody knows about skateboarding tricks or snowboarding tricks, but what about a horse trick?
Yeah, that's,
Ooh, that's
that's now a porn in like
another person's
Bavaria.
face is blurred out. Like, why would you blur your face out? Don't put me on there.
He told his son that he could buy anything
like,
he
"Nailed
wanted
it."
if he caught his credit card only using his head.
Ready? 1,
I'm not ready.
2, 3.
Oh, he caught it. You asked out. He's using that credit card. I'd be like, "What's your limit?"
Ooh, T-Rex.
T-Rex. This truck driver fell
That's why
into a
his truck
river,
keeps
and not
breaking.
only did he survive, but he managed to get out and walk away unharmed.
Oh my God, that's us in the morning. That was winning when he woke up.
Pugs are one of the most dramatic dogs.
But you have to stop.
Oh God, they are.
Chill. Okay.
Every pug ever.
One of my subscribers was trying to cook eggs when this happened.
Just listen to this.
The wind made these signs super bouncy.
Ooh. Oh hell no.
This guy helped program his robot and taught it how to fight.
Be quiet.
I have never seen a cat walk like this before.
That's because she's pretty. That's her catwalk. I'm too sexy for this floor.
Her grocery delivery person showed up at a really bad time.
What the hell's wrong with their toe? The hell?
She'll walk right up. Come on in. Come on in.
Yeah.
Yep. Come on in. Come on in. I'm gonna distract. Girl.
Oh,
I'm trying to
shit.
get my groceries delivered.
So why is he doing
Oh,
this?
Move over.
Just a minute.
That's my spot. Damn it. That's what you do to your brother, or your brother does to you.
Not done, Roxy?
This is what an indoor skydiving race looks like.
Oh my goodness. That's what me vomiting looks like. Oh, good God.
For some reason, these fish love having sand poured on their heads.
How do you know they love it? It's not like they can talk.
They're smiling.
It looked like that before.
Okay. Make sure it's on low.
Did you swap this pillow? Huh?
No, it wasn't me. You got no proof. I didn't do nothing.
Okay. Yeah, what about this? Good? Yeah.
What made him think this would be a good idea?
Come on, girl. Oh my goodness. Shut up. Did he? Oh my God.
This baby squid was trying out their camouflage for the very first time.
So birdie.
Her cat got impatient with how long it was taking her.
She said, "Bitch, let me help you. Come on." There you go.
I feel like hands aren't supposed to do this.
Blech. I hate when people do that. Oh, that's gross. Holy
T-Rex.
shit, T-Rex! You and I are
They
sharing.
didn't properly tie down the new mattress that they bought.
You owe me a Coke.
Hold on, just hold on. We got a car in front of us flying away.
They decided that attacking as a group was the best
Nah,
plan.
it's a drone.
If we all go at the same time.
What'd you do today? I was being chased by a
Look at
bunch
this
of
girl's
people.
lights. Hey.
The hell?
Some random guy in town was giving out free donuts to people in traffic.
Yeah.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
I got you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
So I guess
Jason
sheep are
LSD.
starting to fight back now.
Do not take random food from random people. You don't know what that cream filling is. Oh,
What is wrong with these cats?
oh, he caught it.
Like go, like go, like go, like go, like.
One of my subscribers
Tell me you didn't
recorded
do that
this
on purpose.
amazing rainbow in Colorado. That is the end of this
Oh,
video.
look at
We hope you
that.
enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again very soon.
It's so
Later.
pretty.
Now, this just in, police officers in Lancaster.
Yeah, I would have never eaten that donut, TKY. No, nope, nope. I'd be like, what's this glaze made of? I don't trust you. You look shady as shit to me.
Right?
Did you wash your hands before you handed that to me? Stop it. Here's a donut. It's a little stale. It's been in my car for like 4 months, but I'm sure it's fine. It's fine. Perfectly preserved. Yeah, no, don't eat things from strange people. It's a good rule to live by. I don't care what side of the fence you fall on. Why is it salty? DKY. Oh, you are so my person. Why is it salty? It's a protein donut. God. Oh, that was funny.
All right. Into our, let me see, our last call of the evening. Last chance to like and thumbs up the video wherever you are to help all those rewatchers find it. Because there are a few out there. I don't know. I'm glad people enjoy watching when they rewatch. I'm gonna be sending you guys over to look at goats because that's the thing to do these days.
Nice.
Looking at goats is the thing to do. Just make sure you tell them who sent you.
There you go.
That is true. That is true. I'd like to thank everybody who came out this evening. We can hang out for a little bit if you want, but I figure I always look at the clock. I'm like, when you give me 3 hours of your time to come by and hang out, I really appreciate it. I know a lot of you have been here since the beginning, and I always keep that in mind. But I'd like to thank everybody who super chatted and all the new members that joined tonight. Thank you so much. And gifted memberships as well. For sure.
I wasn't saying it out loud, but I still wanted to blow it up a little bit because that was worthy. just saying. Same. But that was fun. It was fun, despite the fact that you woke up 5 minutes before the stream was supposed to start. That's all right. Next time I'll make sure to hit you up like an hour before. We usually like hook up on here like an hour or two before. That's why I was like, where the hell is he? What is he doing? You threw me off because you posted the link and I was like, oh, good, he's awake. So I didn't worry about it. And then an hour went by and I was like, what the hell, man? Where'd he go? But I remembered your house is quiet right now. So you probably were like, yeah, I'm just going to see her like just knock out. Okay. Oh, that was good. That was
Indeed,
good. I
indeed,
love the
indeed.
80s part.
Yeah,
You definitely got to find more of those. Oh, I freaking love
original
those.
cool things. That could be part of that segment. It's the
Hell
original cool
yeah.
things. Even though the whole promo, the whole like lead in for it is all about tech, future tech.
Well, I mean, you could probably do a whole segment on games that tried to kill us. Because there were a lot of those. A lot of those.
Thanks again, everybody, for coming out. We're gonna jam on out of here. Here's another one from that awesome band Frog Wings. It was a splash, one-time run, great album from 20 years ago. Spare Trucks, Jimmy Herring, Butch Trucks, Otil Burbridge, Coffee Burbridge, John Popper, Powerhouse, awesome band. Enjoy it as you jam on out. We're gonna get on out of here. Make sure you catch Shelly's shows next week. I'll be back on Monday for Unwritten the Game. As we continue to read The Warm Warriors by Pete Hegseth, an awesome book. So I hope to see you then. And until that time, everybody stay based and keep on winning. Oops.
All right, well, you know what? Going for it.
Good night, guys. Mwah.
And we'll be, there's a whole lot of actually like this.
My favorite song by them, by the way. I love it.
You are like a drop to me, and I'll see you feed it your arms. Never do much something, I get to kill the anecdote. So here we go, yeah. It's the same old place we've been, and I see no trouble coming, but no trouble's on the way. We're gonna back to the pattern, and the pattern I was there. Could have been a wager or the winning on a wine. I remember thinking clearly there my father grace go on. But it occurred to me the only place I see to live something in my eye. So here we go, yeah. The same old place we've been. And I see no trouble coming, but no trouble's on the way. We're gonna back to the pattern.